in a row for the San Antonio Spurs after going into Detroit and beating the Pistons 114-103 last night. Spurs improved to 41-16 on the season. Devin Vassell, red hot, led the Spurs with 28 points, going 7 of 11 beyond the arc. Up next, a trip to Toronto to take on the Raptors tomorrow night. Cowboys All-Pro offensive lineman Tyler Smith reportedly had cleanup surgery on his right knee. Should be okay.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Byers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. ByersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're having a great Tuesday, whatever you're doing, however you are doing it. Thank you for joining us here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel, and the dude that played hooky yesterday, Jason Minix, is back.
What?
Yeah, dude, come on.
What do you mean?
I mean, it was a Monday. You're supposed to be working on Monday. What's going on?
A PTO, baby. Well, I mean, a couple of days in Vegas, then a couple of days in Phoenix at a music festival, and
pretty good weekend.
It's been a great 5 days.
Absolutely.
Except my liver might disagree with that.
Well, you can always dry out.
That's
but
it.
I know you.
Yeah.
You won't.
No.
No, it's good to have you back. We lots to talk about today. Obviously, there was and plenty going on with the NFL Combine happening, and I don't know, that little team out of San Antonio that's playing some damn good basketball.
Damn good basketball, and it's interesting because on the plane yesterday coming home from Phoenix, met a couple of people, and obviously it's coming to San Antonio. One of the dudes that he's coming here, he's got to work, and he's trying to stay longer to be able to go watch a Spurs basketball game in San Antonio.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Because he's like, you guys don't play while I'm there, but I'm hoping work will let me stay here so I can catch a game.
Well, you can stick around till March 5th and see that rematch between the Spurs and the Pistons.
What a game last night. And last night was a statement game for the San Antonio Spurs. Being on national TV, being against the top seed in the East, it feels like watching and listening today to Clinton Yates on ESPN radio. Yeah, that team's pretty good down there. They passed the eye test. This morning on Get Up and on First Take, the fact that the Spurs were leading the way. And what I loved about last night's game is they played like crap early. They got pushed around. They were bullied, and they battled back and won the game by double digits. It was not their finest performance, but that might be one of their biggest wins of the season.
Well, no doubt. I mean, I saw it a completely different way. I mean, Devin Vassell comes out on fire in the first half. Hell, they had a 2-point lead at halftime.
Yep.
And a big part, and then they ran away with it in the second half. But a big part of it was, we can give Devin Vassell and Wemby all the credit you want. But how about Steph Castle? Steph Castle last night just frustrated Cade Cunningham. Just completely frustrated that young man. And Cade Cunningham is one of these guys that's mentioned as an MVP.
Yep.
Hell of a player, don't get me wrong. But Castle had his number last night, got him into foul trouble, got him frustrated, and to me, that was a bigger key to the game. You can say, Devin Vassell hitting 7 3-pointers, that's fantastic. Julian Champagnie with 5 3-pointers. Obviously, the Spurs had a good shooting night, but to me, it was the defense that made the biggest difference in that game.
And for Wemby, who did not have a great offensive game, his defense was there. But watching it early, and I try to stay off Twitter during a game. I can't stay off the group chat between all of us on this here radio station. And I can tell you that there is one guy on the morning show, the one with hair. You would have thought this guy was watching a completely different game. In fact, I believe it was James Pledger who at one point said, dude, you're acting like they're down 20.
No kidding.
I mean, but somehow Rob Thompson was just furious. And I'm like, they're up. I didn't start this game. I'm not on delay. Bad things haven't happened yet. But the way Rob was texting, I was wondering what the hell he's watching.
Well, I didn't see any of that last night.
Well, get your phone out.
Well, I don't. Why? I'm watching the game. I don't want to talk to you yahoos while I'm watching the game.
Group chat. This makes it seem like they're down 25. Check score. Nope, up 9.
Yeah.
I don't understand. They got out to a double-digit lead. They blew that. Detroit rallied back, and maybe that's what he was talking about. I don't know.
Dude, a friend of mine texted me a picture of the referee photoshopped in a Detroit jersey last night.
Oh,
I mean, but what I loved about that was, one, the Spurs were winning, but two, the level of importance and excitement surrounding a basketball game in February. A team in the Eastern Conference. Finals preview? Possibly. Likely? No, but possibly. But that kind of level of excitement about this Spurs team here locally, and then to hear about it nationally, hey, that was great. And the Spurs did not play a great basketball game by their standards. Wemby was not great by his standard, yet they still won by double digits.
Well, look, you got to look at the opponent.
Sure.
And not every game is going to be pretty, but who cares? I mean, who cares how pretty it was? To me, I think the Spurs played a hell of a game. Mm-hmm. That's a good basketball team that they played in Detroit, a team that's going to try to get under your skin, that's going to try to beat the hell out of you. And that's what they were doing. And I think the Spurs responded to that very well. And I tell you what, a 7-game series against those guys would be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it would.
I'm not sure where everybody says the Spurs didn't play well. I thought they played extremely well last night. It's the team that they played. I mean, I'm not sure what we're looking for here. They are the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, are they not?
Yeah, but
they have the best record of the NBA, do they not?
Hang on. I wasn't here yesterday, but I think I know you well enough. Joe Reinagle, did you disparage the weak Eastern Conference yesterday?
Well, of course I did.
Yeah, of course you did.
It is a weaker conference.
Yeah, I mean, they are the 1 seed, but it is the East.
Yeah,
right?
Did I not say that, Blitz? That's exactly what I was saying.
So when you look at their level of competition, it's like the boxer we talked to last week in Vegas. Yeah, look at his record, but I look at the tomato cans that he's been fighting, right? I thought that was an impressive win, knowing they didn't play their best game. Wemby was getting pushed around early. I like the way Wemby responded. Go back to our group chat last night that Ryan Eagle didn't read. We need pissed off Wemby. And in the second half, we got pissed off Wemby, and he was a different dude.
Defensively, he was always there,
yep.
And you can always count on that. Look, Wemby didn't have to be Wemby last night. He didn't have to be. Devin Vassell was unconscious. Mm-hmm. Julian Champagnie was unconscious. They were making shots. Now, I would love to be able to say, man, we can count on that for the rest of the season, and I haven't seen that yet.
We can't?
Defensively, Steph Castle was phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. And I tell you what, if that's not the Spurs' best performance, and there's nobody that should beat them ever, if they can play better than that. I mean, my gosh, I don't know what we expect here. So they were supposed to go into Detroit and whack those dudes by 30?
I mean, it'd be nice.
I'm not sure.
I think for me, I saw Victor get pushed around. They were very physical with Victor, and it took him a long time to adjust and respond. He was great defensively throughout, but offensively, the Spurs can't have Vic going 6 of 16. What saved them last night and why we're having a very different conversation is they were 18 of 40 from three-point range.
That's exactly it.
When they make their three-pointers, this is a difficult team to beat, but they're not a consistent three-point shooting team. I'm going to guess, without looking this up, when they're around 45%, 40% from three, their record is got to be, I don't know, I don't want to say undefeated because I'm sure there's a loss in there somewhere, but without looking that stat up, when they're making their threes, they're damn near unbeatable. If they weren't making threes at the clip they were last night, with Vic struggling the way he did on the offensive end, I don't know that they win that game.
If they're not hitting the three-pointers, they may not have. But the difference to me was Cade Cunningham, You talk about a guy that didn't have a good game last night. It was Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
And big reason for that is some guy named Steph Castle,
Uh-huh.
who was all over that dude, who frustrated the hell out of Cade Cunningham. And that's the way the Spurs are going to have to play, especially when the calendar rolls over to the playoffs. They're going to have to play that way. They're going to have to get up into people. And the way Castle played defensively last night was superb. Outstanding defensive effort by that young man last night. And to me, that was a huge, huge part of the win. They got Cade Cunningham in foul trouble. He couldn't be the guy that he wanted to be.
5 of 26 was Cade. And more importantly, Detroit was 7 of 36 from three-point range.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess in Detroit, they're probably still talking hockey up there and Team USA winning gold. But they're looking at that. February loss, we didn't make threes. Cade was off, got into foul trouble. Let's move on. We'll see those boys in June.
Well, that's exactly what their head coach said.
In about 2 weeks.
Actually, next week, March the 5th, yes.
Next week is March already?
March the 5th. Well, Sunday is March 1st.
Good Lord.
Can you believe that? So March 5th, next Thursday.
All right.
A week from this Thursday. And, they'll be here in the and their Bickerstaff, the head coach of the Pistons, said, we'll see those boys again. And I tell you, that's what I loved about that game last night. I want to talk some more about it because we got a lot. We're going to hear from some of the players too. But the fact that the Spurs could go toe-to-toe with one of the most physical teams in the NBA and come out smelling like a rose, to me, that might have been, in my mind, the best game the Spurs have played all year. The best game they've played all year because that one meant something, and they went toe-to-toe with a physical ball club. I see it completely different than you do. I think they just played outstanding basketball last night. Let's talk some more about it. We'll hear from Wemby. We'll hear from Mitch Johnson. We'll hear from Steph Castle. And we'll go over this again. Spurs win their 9th straight. And yes, it was a statement game in Detroit. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. For the past 32 years, I've represented San Antonians injured in auto accidents. I'm a second-generation attorney here in town. My father, Bob Thompson, has practiced law here in San Antonio for more than 50 years, and I learned how to practice law from him. I learned what it means to be asked to represent a client and the tremendous honor and obligation that comes with being someone's attorney. And here's what that means for you. If you call my office, I will be the one you speak to. I will be your attorney, not a staff member or a junior lawyer. 2, I have one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. 3, relationships. A good one is built on communication, honesty, and time. I like talking to my clients. They're the only reason I go to work every day, and each is very special and very much appreciated. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, please call me. My name's Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or you can go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Get in gear at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville, your 5-time dealer of the year. $13,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Silverado 1500s. 5.9% financing on new heavy duties for 84 months. Save $10,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Tahoe Premier. Ready to go electric? Get the 2026 Equinox EV with $13,000 off MSRP. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes by Loop 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Big games, weekend trips, last-minute plans. February gets busy. That's why Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits is opening their doors to new furry family members this month. With over 6,000 feet of indoor play space, 5 outdoor play yards, and fully trained staff supervising your pup's every move, your dog stays happy, safe, and active while you're away. Add grooming, training, and special one-on-one time to make every day, every stay unforgettable. Call 210-750-1298 today. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs back in business, headed up to the Great White North.
All the NFL eyes are focused on Indiana. Is Jerry going to go ahead and sign Pickens early? Who are they going to draft? Lots of Cowboys talk. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, I tell you what, Spurs fans, you should be excited. After last night's win in Detroit, what a game. Spurs come out on top. Huge win on the road against a very physical, tough Detroit Pistons ball club. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Your reaction to the game, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there. Make sure you like and subscribe the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. But what I love is, look, Spurs got the win. Best game of the year? I don't know. Some of those wins over Oklahoma City were impressive.
Not bad.
But
not bad.
But what I truly did enjoy most about last night's game is I felt like they didn't play their best basketball, yet they won by double digits. The fact that they're on a 9-game winning streak and 8 in a row have been by double digits. So far on this rodeo road trip.
Okay.
For how many games left on the rodeo road trip?
I think there's 3 left.
Yeah. So remember when it all started and we did that little YouTube poll about how many?
Yeah.
If you had a bunch of losses in there, you've already lost on your poll. You were wrong.
There were a lot of people that said they go undefeated. Now, I would like to think so, and I guess why not? It's possible. They got past that hurdle. They go to Toronto tomorrow night. It's a Toronto team that, well, they've got a winning record, but you would think the Spurs would be able to take this one.
So they got 4 games left.
On the rodeo road
trip.
On
the rodeo road trip.
Okay, all right. It's interesting. I just think when you watch a team like Detroit and you're playing a team against Detroit, they're going to make you look clunky. And I think that's what everybody's seeing. But the fact that the Spurs stood toe-to-toe with this team and completely changed in a lot of ways the way they play ball, I just think that should give Spurs fans even more hope. The fact that they can change and they can play with teams that are going to make games look clunky. And that's what Detroit does because they're so physical and they play defense. And to me, the way the Spurs responded after being up double digits and then Detroit coming all the way back, taking the lead, there was no panic in this team. And they just kept playing and kept playing and kept playing and pulled away in the second half. And to me, it was a beautiful game. I loved it. The Spurs play like that the rest of the season, they may not lose another game.
I mean, and that's, you might be right. I mean, That was win number 41.
Pretty incredible.
That means the Spurs will have their first non-losing season since the 2018-19 season.
It's been so long.
And they're still...
They grow up so fast.
25 games to go.
I know.
For all of us that had the Spurs winning more than 41.5, you can almost go cash your ticket.
Well, you're not there yet, Minix.
You just said they're not going to lose again.
No, I didn't say that. I said if they play as well as they played last night. I'm
pretty sure.
I just don't understand I guess I don't understand it and don't see it as the Spurs did not play well last night or didn't play their best game. To me, it's completely the opposite. I loved the way they played last night. That was old school basketball. And look, again, I think Devin Vassell and Julian Champagnie shooting from the outside the way they did certainly did not hurt. I mean, anytime you're going to hit, between two guys, 12 three-pointers, that's a pretty good night. I just like the way they played defense. I like the way there was no panic. In a hostile crowd in a place that's difficult to play, and they came out on top and just they whacked them.
You sound like Mitch Johnson after the game.
I thought it was a really competitive game. Very physical. We made some shots early, and they reminded us very quickly it wasn't going to be about that tonight. I thought we settled in very appropriately at times during the game. Thought there was a few times that there was a physicality, a contact, a touching sequence or moment or situation, and I thought we responded very appropriately at times.
Now, without a doubt, they responded, and to me, that's what makes last night so great. Big double-digit lead, they blow that. Detroit takes the lead, and you think at that point in time the Pistons might run away with it, but the Spurs didn't allow that, and they were fantastic.
Well, and what I do appreciate is a game in late February that was as physical as it was. One of the question marks on this Spurs team, this special group, and this is turning into a very special group, is they don't have any playoff battle scars yet. And can they go win a title this year? Because generally speaking, you got to go take your lumps in the postseason, learn from that, and then you go back the next year or the year after that. Even Mitch Johnson said, I mean, the good news is right now, especially Wemby, he's getting playoff physicality against him right now, and he's learning how to deal with it.
Anytime we can play a competitive game, you want to win. But a competitive game against a team of this caliber, there's learning lessons and moments and things to reference to improve upon and positive feedback all throughout the game. And so you talk about individually for guys like him, Steph, Dylan, and Devin and Cal, I mean, almost our whole roster. There's just a litany of things that will be great feedback for us.
Well, look, without a doubt. And again, getting off to the big lead, the way Devin Vassell was shooting the basketball early on was fantastic. They lost that lead, and they got it back. I don't know, and I would love to be able to say that Devin Vassell is finally going to come into his own, and he's that 3-and-D guy that the Spurs need. I'm just not sure you can count on it, and I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't think you can count on it because where has it been all year, quite frankly? It hasn't been. Last night he was hot. Champagnie was hot. That certainly helps, especially against a good physical team like Detroit. Hopefully that will continue.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Roland, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
I'm going to say this was the best Spurs game this season. I know you talked about the OKC wins, but, man, I thought I saw Bill Laimbeer out there suited up. That's how physical that game was. Man, best game of the season. That's my call.
I agree with you, Roland.
Roland, appreciate it. And Bill might have been wearing that Detroit uniform. In fact, Wemby was asked if Detroit was the most physical team he has faced this year.
I think it's definitely top 5 games, most physical. But I think for the future, And looking at the season overall, this is probably the team that's most capable of playing that way. You know, they crush the boards, they force bad shots, they try to play a bully ball. And I think this is the reason they're first seed.
But it is, because they are bullying everybody else in the Eastern Conference and everybody else. Look, Detroit has Oklahoma City coming in there tomorrow night. So they had back-to-back tough games. Spurs last night, OKC tomorrow night. So we're going to see if they respond, or can they, against Oklahoma City. I don't know. I'm excited about it. I was excited to see it before it got here, and even after seeing it and the way the Spurs responded, I'm thrilled and excited now to see the rest of the season play out.
Well, and again, I think on Twitter, at Joe Reinigle 210, tweet at me at Jason Minix, which is what at Soy Eloy did. Still remember Joe and Jason being pissed off 2 years ago, wanting these days to get here. Well,
yes,
we are here. Meaningful games in March and April. And you're right. A couple of years ago, you're just disgusted with what we were seeing from the San Antonio Spurs, wanting them to be back in the national conversation, in legit title contention. And here we are. And I'm excited about it. But what I saw last night, and again, I'm thrilled because bully ball. Detroit was pushing the Spurs around. Houston did that earlier this year. And Mitch Johnson said that blueprint that Houston had, remember when Houston pushed around the Spurs and got the win? Spurs learned from that.
For sure. We've seen that. I think it's not a secret. I would assume most teams are going to talk about that when they talk about scouting us and how to try to impose their will on us. And I understand that, and we understand that. That's not something we're going to avoid. And we're going to try to impose our will with our own type of physicality. That might not be some of the brute strength or traditional forms that people are used to, even though you have to step up and use contact in the appropriate manners. But I think our activity, our pace, our connectivity, and our anticipation can be ways to impose our will physically, just like a boxer that wants to move around the ring and use his jabs and use activity, where he doesn't want to just sit there on the ropes and go blow for blow. It's kind of how I think our approach is.
To me, the one play, and I know you'll remember this, when Castle was right up in Cunningham's grill, and Cunningham pushed him down.
Yeah.
And it almost started a little bit of a brawl. Duran got in there, and that frustrated Cade Cunningham. And he was frustrated all night long. And this guy is a hell of a player. But Steph Castle did his job last night, and he got physical with Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, just try and make it tough for him. Just keep a body on him at all times, try and not let him just move around the court, freely. So, and then, just having everybody in help for me. Vic obviously at the rim, so just try and make him shoot as many tough shots as possible.
And he did that. He literally did that. He was in his pocket all night. I mean, it was incredible how there was no fear, there was no intimidation. Steph Castle excellent defensive player, and last night he was spectacular.
And how there was no T on Cade on that is still a little baffling. But I appreciated Keldon Johnson jumping in there right away to defend him, and how quickly Castle was up, saying, "Dude, you can't do that to me." I mean, yeah, I went down, but I was a little wobbly. I didn't have my footing, and not expecting that. Good physical game, great win for the San Antonio Spurs, and maybe, just maybe, they are young enough and inexperienced enough to go on a run that most times on their first foray into the postseason doesn't end by playing in the NBA Finals. Typically speaking, throughout the history of the NBA, that when you get these groups together, the beginnings of a dynasty, if you will, and the same could be said for Detroit for that matter, you got to get some playoff battle wounds and experience before you can go hold up a trophy. Maybe this group is different, and they won't need that, because the inexperience is what it is. But
too young and stupid to know better.
Well, I mean, you know,
and I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, not at all in a bad way. But at the same time, you know, when you just look at it and you think, all right, this group is different, and you know, then you see a tweet from somebody that's around them all the time, like Michael C. Wright from ESPN. He tweeted last night after the game, as I told a Spurs exec earlier, this group is connected in a way I've never seen before here in San Antonio. Now, my frame of reference is off considering I didn't move here until 2015, but this is the closest Spurs team I have seen so far. So, and Mike wasn't around for the championship days with Tim, Tony, and Manu, but he's been around enough pro teams in his journalism career. When you see something like that, there is so much truth, and that closeness can carry you a long way because this is an egoless team. When you have a Wemby struggling like he did last night offensively, you had other guys picking him up. It didn't feel like, well, I mean, Cade Cunningham took 26 shots last night. He was not having a great night, and he just kept trying to, eventually it's going to go in. Wemby was struggling, got everybody else involved, and then late dominated offensively.
What did he have, like 6 or 7 blocks last night?
Yeah.
I mean, it was something ridiculous. I'm not looking at the stat sheet, but he had several blocks, 6 blocks. I mean, and look, that's just difficult to overcome. I don't care who the opponent is of the Spurs. Getting to the rim, getting to the bucket is tough when you got a 7'4" guy back there guarding the rim. So Wemby did his job defensively. You're right, he struggled offensively, and they made it hard on him, and they're going to make it hard on him. This is how this team is going to have to win. Look, if you're scouting the Spurs, who are you scouting? Wemby. You got to stop Wemby. You slow him down, make the others beat you. Last night they did. Can they do that consistently?
Crazy. And 11 of Wemby's points coming in that fourth quarter, and a couple of them just thunderous dunks after he got posterized earlier in the game. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Gary, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
And I'm going to just tell you, I've been in San Antonio since I was 6 years old, and that's 64 years, and I'm telling you, this team is special. They play as a unit, but I'm serious. We need to have somebody that when they're trying to hurt Wemby. They know the only way they can.
We lost you, Gary.
His phone crapped out.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, they are going to try and bully Wemby. That's what everybody in the league's going to do because they figure that's the way to beat this Spurs team. And again, Wemby's going to have some nights like he had last night. The other guys got to pick him up. They did. This team is deep. They've got a bunch of players. You just need that consistent three. And I would say Champagnie is probably that guy now, though I wouldn't consider him consistent. But if Devin Vassell can come through and start shooting like he did last night or even close to that, it's going to be a dangerous team. Very.
Fun time. Fun times that the Spurs are back, baby.
How about that? It's nice talking about an exciting game in late February. That is for sure. All right, the NFL Combine is going on. Lots to talk about as far as the NFL Combine is going. Cowboys' best offensive lineman had knee surgery. Who knew that?
Well, the doctor.
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No.
I didn't get a call from Steven or Jerry, and I'm a little pissed about it.
Oh, here we go.
Damn it. We're talking about that and the rest of what's happening at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Loved about everything from the Spurs game at last night except for Wemby's point total because I had him higher on my underdog entry last night. It did not turn green. But I like the win for the San Antonio Spurs, and I'll be playing again tonight and the next night because I love playing on Underdog, the best place to get in on all the action, make your picks, and win money right now in Texas. And it's easy. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, three-pointers. Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Wasn't a winner last night? I'll be playing again. You should as well. Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit ncpgambling.org.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99. Plus, receive 2 times O Rewards points. Limit supply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, March 30th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $150 per person or $500 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting fitting animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, PPL Motorhomes, and Ancira.com. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, March 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Oh, the music is playing. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're having a good one. I'm Joe Reinigle. He's Jason Minix. A lot of underwear Olympics happening. Well, not yet, not yet.
It's the talking portion.
A lot of drinks and dinner with agents and GMs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening at the Combine in Indianapolis.
The various press conferences that are ongoing, and I know you played a lot of the audio from Stephen Jones yesterday on some of the Cowboys' offseason plans where, and I guess no real surprise other than hearing a Jones actually say, yeah, George is going to get the tag, Pickens, and we expect him to play on the tag. And because Dak did it, we expect him to show up for everything in the offseason.
Yes.
In a perfect world, yes. In the real world, I don't expect George Pickens to be Dak Prescott.
You expect him to hold out?
I do.
Huh.
I do.
Well, then trade his ass.
Well,
that's what I said. If he's going to be like that, trade him. $28 million, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't understand these guys sometimes.
Well,
I really don't.
I mean, their only leverage is to not show up, and you're not required to. That's the other part of it. They are not required to. And I just love how Steven says, well, I mean, Dak did it. because he's
and it
the
worked
only.
out pretty well for Dak.
It did. But he's the one example that you can point to and say, yeah, well, QB1 showed up. Why can't you? The Brandon Aubrey comments are a little concerning because apparently they've been talking for a long time and can't agree on a number.
Well, I think Aubrey is trying to get his.
As he should.
Should he?
Well,
you're going to pay him $7 or $8 million a year?
It ain't my money.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
if it was your money,
that's why the Jones haven't signed him yet. I mean, how much money is too much money to spend on a kicker? Now I know because Pledge is telling me that yesterday your poll question on our YouTube page was, should Aubrey get paid whatever it is he's asking for? And the overwhelming listeners here on 94.1 said, yeah, just pay the guy.
Yeah.
Now, would you rather have another defensive back, a linebacker, or a kicker?
Defensive back or a linebacker.
But you need your kicker. He's a weapon.
Well, sure, but, I mean, you can find a kicker. Now, look, Brandon Aubrey's great. He is, but is he worth $7 million a year? I mean, seriously, think about it. With I don't know what, $20 million guaranteed? Because he's going to want more than Butker. And Butker, I think, has about $16 million guaranteed, something in that neighborhood.
He makes, what does he make, 6.5 a year, give or take?
Give or take, yeah.
6.4 million.
Okay.
He signed a 4-year, $25.6 million deal that pays him $17.75 in guarantees. So Brandon Aubrey's trying to get $7 million.
Right. And about $20 million guaranteed, I would think.
I think I'd pay him. No, let me rephrase that. I know I would pay him.
Okay.
Because not only that, he's really good at the kickoff rules. And the current kickoff rules, you've seen some kickers that excel at that and some that don't. So, that makes him even more expensive because he can do both. He can, now granted, I would say he wasn't great. He wasn't great last year from distance. I mean, dude was just 11 of 17 from 50 and beyond.
Oh, you see that? Look, but that's what everybody says he can do. All you got to do is get to the 50-yard line. It's a guaranteed 3 points.
Uh-huh.
Apparently not.
Well, I mean, he did make 11 of them from 50-plus.
And he missed how many? 6?
Missed 6. Okay. He
Okay.
was 36 of 42. Hell, he even missed an extra point last year. And he wants $7 million, and pay him.
Yeah.
And pay him.
Mm-hmm.
And he can kick off. Pay him.
See, I mean, here are Gilbert on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Pay Aubrey. He can score from 70 yards out.
Well, he can't. I mean, he can't. He's yet to do it. He didn't
so he's worth it because he won the Giants game. Thanks, Pledge. That's awesome. That's a good talking point there. He won the Giants game. Okay, well, I just changed my mind.
That was a long field goal. I was at that game. I was there. I watched that.
I'm not disparaging Brandon Aubrey at all. Not disparaging Brandon Aubrey. But, I mean, we're talking about a kicker. We're talking about a kicker.
He's an important weapon. And you know what's going to happen if they don't pay him and somebody else does. Now, the Cowboys, because he's a restricted free agent, right?
Right.
So if somebody does give him a deal that the Cowboys just aren't willing to match, they'll get some compensation. But I will tell you, and Indy Kalu would probably agree with this. You don't pay that guy. But, man, the first time your new guy shanks one from 41, you're going to be going, where the hell is Brandon Aubrey?
Well, of course you are.
When Brandon Aubrey walks into Jerry World and wins a game for his new team from 58, you're going to be pissed that you didn't pay that guy. And quite honestly, I whatever you gave 59 last year, that Murray linebacker, just give that to Aubrey. I mean, there's enough bad contracts out there. At least you know that's going to be money well spent.
Well,
right?
for 1 year. But you're talking about being locked in for what, 3 or 4?
I mean, Aubrey's still a young guy.
I'm not saying he's not, and it's not disparaging Aubrey. I'm just saying there's so many holes on that Cowboys defense that have to be filled, and you need money to fill those. And so paying a kicker that kind of money is, to me, seems a little down the line at priority-wise.
So Brandon Aubrey apparently is 30 years old. He was born in 1995. Yeah, it took him a long time to get to the NFL. He's only been in there for 3 years. Feels like he's been kicking for the Cowboys forever.
It does. It does. Cowboys have been fortunate in some respects, the kicker-wise. I know there's been a couple that have choked, but I don't know. I'd really have to think about it, and I'd have to look at it and how do we fill this hole and that hole and this hole, and then over there with that one, with the money that we're going to have allocated, and it looks like it's going to be a large amount of money for the Cowboys. They've already signed their running back. Can you do it all? And that's the question that I would want to ask before I go off and give Brandon Aubrey, who you're going to sign early, apparently. At least they're talking early. So, I don't know. It just seems like a hell of a lot of money for a kicker.
It does. But if you're the Cowboys and they've got the money, and they did sign Javonte, and that's now official. The Cowboys have released it.
Yep.
That's official. He is signed. They've taken care of the running back position and secured him to a long-term deal. And you've got a kicker that is basically in the same neighborhood of investment as your running back.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Same. So look, that's a great example. Put those side by side. What's more valuable, your running back or your kicker? I'm asking. And don't give me a bunch of stats plays because the offense can't score touchdowns. Aubrey pads his stats.
Pads his stats.
Well, I mean, think about it. The Cowboys were great between the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into the end zone was a different deal.
And so guaranteed points. What does every coach say? You want to end every drive with a kick, right?
Sure.
If you were drafting in fantasy, would you draft Brandon Aubrey ahead of Javonte Williams? Yes. Yes, you would.
No, because I'm not drafting a kicker until everybody else is gone. I mean, are you? You draft a kicker in the third round?
Not in the third round, but I'm going to get more points for my kicker than I am from Javonte Williams, although he did have a good year last year.
He did.
But I'm with you. It is one of those interesting debates that the Cowboys have to be having, but they clearly have a budget that they're willing to spend on a kicker, and that doesn't meet up with what Brandon Aubrey's agent is asking for.
Well, it doesn't sound like it, at least listening to Stephen Jones yesterday talking about it, that they just have not been able to reach a number, I'm paraphrasing, that is that everybody agrees on. So, obviously, it's the Cowboys. They want to go low. Obviously, Aubrey wants to get as much as he can. I don't blame him for that. So, we'll see what – I have everything in me says they're going to sign this guy. It's just going to be what is the number? How much is it going to cost the Cowboys? And if it costs them that much money, does that mean that somebody else is going to get left out on that defense?
No, they'll rob Peter to pay Paul in some way. Although, I got to be honest, I just realized Brandon Aubrey's 30. Because he hadn't been in the league that long.
Wow, you're right.
But you know the Brandon Aubrey story.
I didn't realize he was 30.
He was born in 1995.
Okay.
So
about to be 31 at some point this year.
Simple math would tell you that. The idea, though, is now I'm kind of rethinking 4 years at that kind of money.
Uh-huh.
At what point does the leg start to get tired? At the same time, it's not like he's got a decade's worth of kicks on that leg either. I don't know. I still say pay him. You can't afford not to. Tyler Smith apparently had a little cleanup surgery in his knee, is expected to be ready by April. Now, we don't know about all these surgeries. Now, Nick Caserio might not even know if his running backs or players are having surgery to begin with, which I find ridiculous. We'll get into that and things that Nick Caserio said today. But
really I'm still scratching my head over, I'll be totally honest with you.
Caserio?
Yes.
You want to hear the audio now?
Well, we can if you want to.
Yeah.
We've got a segment of that, but we can play it again.
Yeah. This is the general manager of an NFL football team.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked to Joe and his representatives. So honestly, it's day to day. So like we've had conversations, trying to get a little bit more information. I think he had a surgery here this off season in some capacity. So trying to get some follow up after that. So again, I've said this multiple times. I'm not trying to be evasive.
Really?
It's a moving target. So we'll kind of see what the availability is going to be, what the prognosis is for the season, and then ultimately try to figure out like what makes sense for everybody involved.
When did y'all know about the possibility of Joe missing some time?
He doesn't say anything there either.
No, he doesn't.
Because he's not trying to be evasive there. And I'd like to say that I believe everything that this man tries to tell us. But maybe the communication with Mixon is so bizarre because we're trying to get some follow-up on it. I don't know. It's day-to-day. Dude, he's not day-to-day. It's February, right? You think he had surgery?
You think.
You would think you would know that. You should know that. You're the general manager.
Of course you should know that.
You can't say we think.
We think he had surgery. We think.
I mean, he found a doctor in Mexico. I don't know what the hell that means.
I mean, this whole Joe Mixon thing has been like some kind of ghost adventure. Like, let's go find Joe. Where is he? We can't find him. And we think he had surgery, but we're really not sure, so we're just going to play it by ear, and maybe we'll bring this guy back. I don't know. We just don't know. Let's send Caserio a T-shirt. We just don't know.
Was that from Joe Reiniger or Nick Caserio?
Well, I think Caserio's saying the same thing.
I mean, it's your job to know. Or you release the guy. Can you put him on whatever list so you don't have to pay him? If he wouldn't have had surgery and you don't know about it, I think you could probably suspend the guy for that. Or even void his contract.
I would think so.
If he had an unauthorized surgical procedure.
And in all honesty, as good as I like Joe Mixon, but why would you want him back if you're the Houston Texans? You go out and you try to start over, try to find somebody else, but do you really think you could count on Joe Mixon as you head into the season? I wouldn't have any problem cutting the guy and saying, dude, sorry. I mean, we're done.
Well, and you can't trade him at this point.
No. I don't think you have any choice. I don't know what happened. Apparently Nick Caserio doesn't know what happened. Nobody seems to know what happened to Joe Mixon, and that's a problem.
Well, Caserio knows. He just can't say. And the longer this went, now it did kind of go quiet there for a while, but it is still one of the more baffling stories of the past NFL season because no insider, no reporter, no friend, nobody has said a word about what is going on with this guy. And now you hear the general manager say, I'm not trying to be evasive. He may have had surgery. I don't know. I don't know. He's still on our roster. I got to account for him, but I have no idea.
I had no clue what's happening with him.
You know,
and you know what?
We've sent the carrier
I believe
pigeon.
him. I mean, I honestly believe him. I think Joe Mixon vanished into thin air, and the Texans had no clue where he went, and they couldn't get a hold of him. This is the strangest story I've ever seen, and it was strange all during the football season as well. Nobody knew where this guy was. It's crazy. I mean, just absolutely crazy.
Can they not track his iPad? See where he's at? If he's studying film? Location tracker? Make sure he's somewhere? You can't get a hold of the guy? Is it in the 60s where you didn't have a answering machine at the house and the phone just rings and rings and rings if he's not home?
Or he's got representatives. He's got an agent.
Well, yeah, there's that.
I mean, there's ways you would think, but apparently the Texans just don't know. And if they do, they're hiding it.
I don't know. I don't know how a general manager can honestly say that and expect to maintain their credibility with their fan base and the media when you just flat out lie like that, especially this time of year. During the season, to say you don't know and there's something going on, and, you know, I mean, Nick Caserio is the king of word salad. I mean, that guy will talk for 48 seconds and not say a damn thing. But he'll use a lot of words. But he doesn't answer questions. During the season, you get that. You almost expect that. In February, to say he might have had surgery, I'm not trying to be evasive. The hell you are. Just say you're not going to answer the question. Say, hey, man, nothing's changed right now with Joe. I got nothing to tell you. Next question.
Yep.
Right? I mean, because he'll answer other questions pretty direct, like about C.J. Stroud, and we'll get into that.
Oh, my.
But this is dumb.
It's extremely dumb. It's just been a weird story all over. The Texans need to just cut bait and get somebody else and try to find somebody on the free agent market if they can. Just a couple of other quick things. The Raiders general manager says he expects Max Crosby to stay. Despite the trade rumors, of course he's going to say that, and why wouldn't he? A.J. Brown, the wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, where does he end up? Doesn't sound like he's going to be in Philadelphia next year. And Kirk Cousins is going to be released.
Dude made $100 million to go spend 2 years in Atlanta.
Pretty good job. Maybe the Falcons want to sign Aubrey. Maybe they'll give him $10, $12 million a year.
To play quarterback?
Well, what to do? I don't know. To do anything. Crazy. This salary's there. Out of control.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Just don't know.
We just don't know.
Here we go.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the UFL. They've got some rules that maybe the NFL wants to take a look at. And the head coach of Army says he wants to move Army-Navy weekend, and he's got an idea. We're talking about it when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know me, you listen to this show enough, you know the Roo Pub is my go-to spot. Any big game, any big event, no better place to watch than at the Roo Pub with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And when you go to the Roo Pub, go hungry. You know the food is fantastic. Love the fried shrimp over there. They got the biggest and best wings in town. About 15 different burgers on the menu. Great hot dogs, chicken sandwiches, appetizers, even the salads, I'm told, are wonderful. And that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and at Redland Road. I know it's Tuesday. That means tomorrow, Wednesday, is steak night at the Roo Pub. A great 12-ounce ribeye, your potato, your salad for $19.95. You can't beat that deal. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like payroll manager.
Hi, my last paycheck was all in Icelandic krona.
You are welcome.
Welcome?
Given the exchange rate between the dollar and the krona, you're technically a millionaire now. Don't spend it all in one place.
I can't really spend it anywhere.
There's always Iceland.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it? With the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich creamy frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like two delicious desserts just high-fived. Snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion.
Limited time only at participating U.S.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs are on a roll, 9 straight now for the Silver and Black after they went into Detroit last night and beat the Pistons 114-103. Up next, a trip to Toronto to take on the Raptors tomorrow night. Well, the Detroit Lions will be making a trip to Germany later this year. They're going to be the designated home team for a game in Munich during the 26 season. Date and opponent? Well, they'll be announced later in the offseason.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Whoa, we're back on a Tuesday, back in San Antonio after a few days in Las Vegas. It was kind of nice. I said hello yesterday, but Jason Minnick's back.
Hello.
Hello, and I'm Joe Reinagel. Happy to have you along on this Tuesday afternoon. Appreciate you spending a part of your day with us. However you're doing that, you want to chime in on anything we're talking about, go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can like and subscribe while you're there, please. You can go to Twitter at Jason Minix. I'm at Joe Reinagel 210. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way, Jason. 656-3776, 656-ESPN.
So much to get into today with the Spurs with a statement win last night over the East-leading Detroit Pistons. NFL Combine is going on. All the execs, GMs, coaches talking over the first couple of days before the real Underwear Olympics gets underway. But so much going on, and as we're being reminded on YouTube, UTSA baseball plays Old Texas State in San Marcos tonight. UTSA off to a fast start. They're playing great baseball.
Well, they pick up right where they left off last year.
They did.
Which is good. Good for them. We'll continue to follow that for sure. But again, it's just a ton to get into today. And I just saw this. We don't have it yet, but Stephen Jones is talking again.
Yeah.
He's getting more like his daddy every day.
Well, it seems like the reporters are stalking him outside of the men's room. It looks like kind of the same general hallway area that he was in yesterday. There today. Different clothes, so you know it's new.
Well, we'll effort that and hear what he had to say, if there's anything different than what he said yesterday.
We'll find out for sure. Right now, though, let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novu Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
I just saw this story come across Twitter on Twitter from TMZ. Rajon Rondo had a birthday party.
Uh-huh.
There were strippers involved.
Yes.
Hired and brought to the party by his wife.
Boy. You got to like that.
Rajon Rondo's wife bring in the strippers as she throws epic party for ex-NBA star's birthday.
Well, what is Rondo? Is that maybe his 50th?
I don't know.
It's got to be one of those good ones. 'Cause I don't know how long Rajon Rondo's been out of the NBA now. Seems like a long time.
Yeah, I'm reading this whole article sorta, and I'm not seeing how old he was. It's just another birthday. But A-listers, catered dinner,
And
celebrities, and the wife brought the strippers.
Nice. Now, I wonder
A strong marriage.
Now, I wonder if the wife's bringing the strippers. Are they like the low life strippers, or are they the actual high quality strippers?
Now, I want you to think about that for a moment, and then remember that he made a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
The party included a luxury venue, gourmet dining,
right?
A-list entertainers.
Sure.
They're not going with C-list strippers, man.
Well, I'm just saying, if your wife's bringing the strippers to your birthday party, she might not want to bring the best of the best. That's all I'm saying.
She brought a bunch. By the way, she's currently pregnant, according to TMZ.
Oh, so maybe.
A lavish party she posted on her Instagram. One video showed a bunch of strippers, dancing in a club-like setting, including one woman twerking on a guest.
Do we have pictures?
Yeah, there are. The room was raining dollar bills, which were covering the entire floor. The exotic dancers even lined up on the balcony, giving all the party guests a full view of their assets.
Now, just curious.
What?
If you're hiring strippers to a party with a bunch of rich people, can you just say, come over? I'm not going to pay you in advance. You're going to get tipped tremendously.
No.
Or do you have to pay them in advance?
You pay them and they get tips.
Wow.
I would assume that's how it works.
Well, I don't know.
I mean,
do strippers get paid at Sharky's or wherever the hell?
Sharky's.
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about, the one with the shark on the wall.
I honestly, I don't know if they're quote-unquote contract employees or if they get some sort of guarantee. I do know that they have to split their tips. So but I don't know.
They do?
Yeah.
Wow.
With the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. That doesn't sound right. If I'm grinding on some dude at a strip club, table dance, I'm not going to go back in here. I made 40. Here's 20. I had to grind on that ugly ass dude. That's all mine, baby.
You get your taxes taken out, right? It's part of the job. They're providing you a place to make said money. They get their cut.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think that there's not supposed to be tax on tips anymore.
I don't think those are considered tips.
Well, of course they are.
Did that actually go through?
It did.
The no tax on tips thing?
It did.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. I have no idea. I know Rondo said, thank you, wifey. Smartest decision I've made is making you my wife.
Yeah, you think?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Interesting. Well, good for Rajon. I hope he had a happy birthday.
I hope so as well. He better have.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of money.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know a lot of wives that would invite a bunch of strippers to your party.
I don't know any that would do that other than Rajon Rondo's wife.
I can't imagine my wife saying, you know what, honey, here's 14 strippers for your birthday. Have fun.
Well, you did say she was pregnant, so she knows, she's baby mama now. And
well, they got 2 other kids together.
Oh, well, then she's safe. Man, if he screws up, I want half.
Entrapment. She brought him.
Exactly. Damn it.
Wow. I don't know how far along she is, but I mean, they can still have sex even though she's pregnant.
Well, you can. Weren't you worried about that? I was like, poor baby's dodging things, and it's like, whoop, hey, whoop, whoop.
Well, were you worried you were going to hit it in the forehead?
Well, you never know.
Yeah, why's your kid got a dented forehead?
Exactly. Whew. I was always a little, you couldn't really go all out.
Oh, you're a dumb butt.
I don't know.
You see, kids?
See, this is what I was worried about, Minix. I told the story about the 9-year-old girl who was the payaso, and I had to tell. I was thinking, boy, I hope we didn't do any like Unplug It Baby or anything at the same time.
Unplug it, maybe.
I really, because if we did, I apologize, kind of.
Do you?
Yeah, well, not really.
Do you?
Not really.
Try to shove it up their ass.
That was. Oh my goodness.
You can't read the text from Gillespie just now?
Oh, God.
Not on air, but you can read it.
I will.
Oh, you can read it.
Okay,
We
sure.
can't repeat that on air.
No, we can't.
No, boy.
Army-Navy game.
How about them? Yeah.
What do you think? Jeff Monken wants to move it to Thanksgiving weekend.
I don't know that. A couple of things. I don't know that Jeff Monken really wants to move the game, although he does lay out a plan that could possibly increase viewership. And that's moving the Army-Navy game to Thanksgiving weekend, whether it's Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, as long as they have a 4-hour block clear of all other games. And what that would do, trying to make sure that with the expanded college football playoff, that if Army or Navy are eligible, that game wouldn't prevent one of the teams getting in.
Well, I get what he's saying, of course, right? I'm not sure, I don't want to ever say never, but Army, Navy, I'm not sure either one of them are playoff bound anytime soon. Although they've had some good teams. What was it, Navy this year that was pretty good?
Yeah, and Army last year.
Yeah.
I mean, and granted, Navy had a great record, but they didn't play anybody. So there was a reason they didn't get in the top 25. But you got to plan for the just-in-case scenarios.
Uh-huh.
And with the expanded playoff and the adjusted calendar, while that has been a protected game and it is certainly sacred, at some point, being on the second Saturday of December is probably not going to be feasible.
No.
And putting it on a Saturday in which all the other championship games are going on, to have it in a standalone window is probably not feasible.
It's going to be interesting. Now, Monken didn't care whether it was Thanksgiving Day, the Friday after, or even the Saturday of the same
It could be
weekend.
a Tuesday in a Walmart parking lot. We'll take care of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I'm afraid of, though, with this game, it's going to go to the beginning of the season. And I think, to me, that takes a little luster off of it.
I love going to the Army-Navy game.
Me too.
I love it, love it, love it. The worst part about going to the Army-Navy game is the cold.
Yes.
But there is something truly special about it. It is a bucket list event, and I've been fortunate to go to many of them. You've been fortunate to go to many of them.
Yes.
In your first one, you were admittedly unsure about how special the Army-Navy game is because you didn't grow up military.
True.
Now you understand what I've been saying, or anybody that's ever gone, whether you have military affiliations or not, that game, everything that surrounds that game is special. And whatever they can do to kind of protect that, they need to do.
It's a bucket list item. You got to go. If you've never been, you owe it to yourself to go. It's just one of those special events that, it's hard to describe, quite frankly. But it's one of those, you'll never forget it. I certainly won't. And I love going, and it seems to get better every year. So it is a bucket list item. Well, they are going to have to move it most likely if they want that standalone window. It's just a matter of where and how do they get that done.
Absolutely. The UFL gets underway soon. Not that we give a damn in San Antonio anymore since they left us.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed at them.
But they are experimenting with some rule changes that are kind of interesting. One, 60-yard field goals are going to be worth 4 points.
Huh. I'm okay with that. That's not horrible.
Yep.
It's really not. The other thing that I really like of all the rules is if you're inside your opponent's territory, you can't punt.
I like that.
Yeah, you have to go for it, regardless of where you are.
Go for it.
I love that.
Now, and they've banned the tush push.
Oh, well. Do they use the tush push in the UFL?
Of course.
They do?
But, the NFL doesn't have the balls to ban it, but the UFL did, so the NFL will follow suit. Go back to the 60-yard 4-point field goal. So if you're looking at say say it's 3rd and 6, and right now it would be a 57-yard field goal. Do you take a play where you lose yards?
I would.
A penalty, or just have your quarterback back up 4 yards and take a knee?
I would.
For an extra point?
Yes. Why not? If you've got a kicker you think can make that, and 4 or 5 yards doesn't make any difference, yeah, you'd have to. And we were even talking the other scenario. If it is a 60-yard field goal, right, does the defense jump off sides and give you 5 yards?
Well, I could decline that.
Well, you could. But I'm just saying, I think you're going to have some of that going on.
I like some of the strategic ideas that are there with you. I do like the rule changes and the different rules for the most part that they have in spring football.
Sure.
Because and you see it eventually make their way to the NFL, like the kickoff rule that we currently have now in the NFL, started in spring football. And it works, so the NFL adopted it.
It does, and I hope that the NFL, and I'm not sure what the UFL does for onside kicks, but this
4th and 12.
Well, this rule that the NFL
the 28-yard
wants
line.
to go, what is it, 4th and 13 or 15 or whatever it is? I love it. I love that idea because the chances of you getting an onside kick are slim and none.
True.
I think there were 3 recovered last year.
It gives you a lot of different possibilities.
Sure. Yeah, no doubt.
And if 4-point field goals become a thing, Brandon Aubrey's worth even more money.
Oh, my God.
Although by the time it gets to the NFL, Brandon Aubrey will be in a retirement home for kickers.
Like Brandon Aubrey. Did I mention that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like him $7 or $8 million worth per year.
You hate kickers.
Well,
what do you just want to give them the minimum? You're lucky you're not selling Xerox machines, dude. Be happy you're in the NFL.
Yes. That's beautiful.
Yep.
I love that. Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Stroud, is he going to be a Houston Texan for his career, or are they going to get rid of him? Maybe trade, maybe just let him go. Nick Caserio was talking about that today, and he says something pretty interesting. We'll hear from him when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Headline Blitz is brought to you by Novo Brewery, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination with over 80 feet of video walls, 60 craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. A full bar and delicious menu. Novo Brewery is attached to North Star Mall and open late hours. San Antonio's newest sports headquarters is Novo Brewery. We're talking over 80 feet of massive video walls, a lineup of craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. Novo Brewery, juicy, thick-cut ribeye steaks, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, and more. Novo Brewery, built for fans, friends, and full-on game day energy. Novo Brewery, attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Check out the menu and taps at novobrew.com. That's novobrew.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get in gear at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville, your 5-time dealer of the year. $13,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Silverado 1500s. 5.9% financing on new heavy duties for 84 months. Save $10,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Tahoe Premier. Ready to go electric? Get the 2026 Equinox EV with $13,000 off MSRP. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes by Loop 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code ROME. Get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROME on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's going to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Round up your foursome, your work crew, your weekend golf buddies, even the ladies, and get ready for a fun, laid-back day at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, March 30th. Lock in a team for just $500 for a foursome, or jump in solo for $150 per player and spend the day talking trash, crushing drives, and laughing your way around the course. This isn't a stuffy golf club tournament. It's golf the way it should be. The Spring Golf Classic benefits feeding animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, so you're having a great time for a great cause. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunk Club, PPL Motorhomes, and Ancira.com. And when the last putt drops, the day is just getting started. Join us for the after party at the 90 Proof Bar at Lucky Ranch Road and Highway 90. Cold drinks, great food, and all the post-round storytelling you can handle. So pick your team, claim your spot, and tee up with San Antonio's Sports Star. Sign up your foursome now at sasportstar.com.
All right, Jason. Mitch Johnson has made it. Have you seen this? Raul Dominguez has tweeted out that Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson gets his well-deserved place among the Spurs murals at Rudy's Seafood.
Wow.
He made it. He has a mural now. How about that?
What took so long? I mean, in all fairness, because I'm assuming he took the spot that used to be Jeremy Sohan.
Nope. Sohan went away, and I think it was Keldon Johnson that took his spot.
Keldon didn't already have one there?
I don't know. I think that's right. It wasn't Mitch Johnson, though. So this is a brand-new spot just for Coach Johnson.
So you got a February win over Detroit?
That's all it takes. You get a mural.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Absolutely. So congratulations to Mitch Johnson for your mural on Rudy's Seafood. I mean, that's talent. Go draw a mural of somebody like that.
Dude, those artists are insanely talented.
Yes.
I mean, you're listening to 2 dudes that would struggle with stick figures.
No, I guarantee you that.
But without sounding too much like,
yeah,
do we treat murals now like the way we do retired jerseys? It doesn't take much to get one.
No, I just think
I mean, mural status should be for legends. Like, I think we have too many retired jerseys already in the rafters. We've had this debate many, many times.
Yes, we have.
But I know some of those artists, somebody signs on a 10-day, and they get painted on a wall.
Yes, they
Stop
do.
it.
Seriously.
Look, dude, I don't know.
Why now for Mitch? Why not the day he got hired?
Well, because he had to prove himself.
He got hired.
He got to prove himself.
But there are players that get painted up that you wonder why. I mean, who's going to take a picture with that other than said family?
I don't know.
All right.
You'd be surprised, I'm sure. I've never eaten at Rudy's Seafood. Have you?
No. It's kind of like Fred's Fish Fry.
We've got a bad review on our San Antonio Sports Star
We do?
YouTube page. Yes.
Uh-oh.
And so, yeah, saying the only good thing at Rudy's are the murals.
Huh.
I've never been there, so I can't either confirm or deny that. But one day I'm going to have to go eat there and see.
One day?
Well, we still
When
haven't
you
been
eat
at Fred's Fish Fry.
True. Although somebody did bring us some Fred's
Oh,
one
that's
time.
right. So we have had that.
Well, we didn't eat it.
Well, why didn't we eat it?
Because it was left at the front, and 6 hours later when it got to us.
That's right. Yeah.
Neither one of us were willing to risk it.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So Tom says he thinks Ken still has a photo of Joe on one of the walls. Is that true?
Not an official portrait, but
Official portrait.
I'm intermingled throughout the building.
Well,
yeah.
you're a legend at Ken's TV.
Yeah, I don't know about a legend.
Yeah, no, but I mean, seriously, 25 years without getting fired, that puts you at legendary status.
I tried a couple of times.
Trust me, if you weren't legendary status, some of the things that you did would have gotten you the door.
That's very possibly true. But yeah, there's intermingled. There's a lot of pictures on the wall over there.
There are, but there is an official portrait line of all the current anchors.
When you walk in the building there, Ken's 5, they're all on the wall there. So now that one's been taken down.
Well, that one's hanging in your bathroom.
No, it's not. I didn't get to keep that thing.
They what? They
They've
wanted
got
to
it
frame
somewhere. I don't know what. Maybe it was in the dumpster out there.
No, they just took your photo out and put in Nate Ryan's, but kept the frame.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably exactly what they did. I think mine's on a dartboard somewhere in the break room or in the weather center. My good buddy Bill Taylor throwing darts at me.
Better than other things that could be being used for.
This is very
especially
true.
in that weather center with old Billy T.
Yeah. I'd rather see Don Harris shirtless. That's not true. No, absolutely.
Well, look, that's not as bad as the one you said earlier. That I'm surprised Pledge hasn't already cut up yet. When you were talking about Rajon Rondo's wife in that particular story.
I don't recall. I don't know what I said 5 minutes ago, much less a segment or two ago.
You're tagged in that tweet from Nick the Wise, and he's right.
Oh.
You said that, and I was like, Pledge is going to have a field day with that.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Well, I mean, honestly, I don't want to rehash. We were talking about low-life strippers or sharing tips, I think.
It was the sharing tips.
Yeah.
And what they're doing to get said shared tips.
Grinding on ugly dudes. I know what I said. I understand.
Low-life strippers.
Well, I mean, not all strippers
They'd be considered low-rent strippers.
No,
they might be lovely ladies.
Not all strippers are low-life. Some of them are very shiny. I mean, seriously, are they not? At least they used to be back in my day when I was going to those places.
So Nick Casario says they are not going to trade C.J. Stroud.
It's moronic. Like, we're not trading a guy. He's our quarterback. So he's going to be playing quarterback for the Houston Texans in 2026. So anything beyond that, I mean, again, like that's your world. You guys can speculate on that, but we're not trading C.J. Stroud.
Okay. Now, in the same sentence, he says it's moronic to assume that they're going to trade C.J. Stroud. All they say, but then he goes on to say he will be the quarterback for the Texans in 2026. Beyond that, y'all can speculate.
Wow.
It's exactly what he said.
Wow.
So it doesn't. If I'm C.J. Stroud, I'm not feeling a lot of job security there.
Well, technically, Nick Caserio, excuse me, is correct because of contracts.
Well, I know, but I mean, if you're Nick Caserio and you want to make it look, it's moronic to think we're going to trade C.J. Stroud. That guy's going to be a Texan for life.
No. What I heard was, he's our quarterback right now, and he will be in 2026.
Yes.
You think I'm giving that dude $60 million?
Well,
unless they go do something special this year, he's got to earn it to do that. But then he also said, man, CJ isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, he's our quarterback. He ain't going anywhere. We have a lot of confidence, a lot of belief. I mean, I'd say the philosophy that D'Amico and I have, we're going to support our players and do everything we can to kind of help them. And this league's about ups and downs. I mean, nothing's perfect. I mean, there's no team that's undefeated unless I miss something this year. So that's not going to happen. You know, by and large, we're probably going to lose 5 or 6 games. Going to be some margin on either side. You're going to have some good plays, you're going to have some bad plays, you're going to have some good games, you're going to have some bad games. Okay, how do you bounce back? How do you handle that? So it's just, I mean, this league is a one game at a time proposition, and how you handle it, every situation, ultimately is going to determine your success and your longevity. So no loss. I mean, look, the stock market's been going down for 5 days, so everybody's probably panic selling. So, you know, really what you're doing is you're investing more. What the hell? But anyways, we have a lot of confidence in CJ. We got a lot of confidence in our players, and everybody's our quarterback.
All right, hang on. The king of word salad. That soundbite was 50 seconds long, and he didn't say a damn thing.
Well, he did say something that I took out of that, because I'm going to say this, and we'll never know, but I feel pretty confident this is the case. If C.J. Stroud didn't have his head squarely up his behind against New England, we're celebrating the Houston Texans winning a Super Bowl, or at least playing in it.
Yep.
So it's hard in a team sport to blame one guy. But that game, I think you can clearly do it. So I'm just saying, that defense played its butt off. C.J. Stroud turned the football over stupidly on more than one occasion.
And then they gave you some stock tips.
Yeah, stock market. Thanks, Nick.
Well, I mean, buy low. C.J. Stroud right now would be considered low. So why not commit to him long term now?
Because he's not going
He's going to get more expensive next year.
He's not going to sign low. See, why would he?
Well, again, if you're Nick Caserio, who just literally said he's our quarterback in 2026, beyond that, you guys can speculate, which is allowing us to do just that.
Sure.
Which is, CJ, you better sign low if you like it here, because otherwise, I ain't paying you $60 million.
Well, I wouldn't pay him at all this year. Even if it gets more expensive, I think it's got to be a – and look, again, it's hard to argue the Texans got deep into the playoffs, but, I mean, if he just plays an average game against the Patriots, they win that thing. And then you go up, you got a Bo Nicholas Denver Bronco team.
Glad you said that correctly.
Uh-huh. And so, I mean, the opportunity – Texans might not have a better opportunity of getting to the Super Bowl than they had this year.
This is the what-if offseason, period, for the Houston Texans. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I mean, Pledge would have an entire new wardrobe.
Of course he would.
Pledge would have spent thousands on everything that they sell. And my goodness, I bought 2 things for my wife. And I'm getting ads for things now. Things that you didn't know you needed with the Super Bowl champion Seahawk logos on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you want a bidet toilet seat with the Seahawk logo and the Super Bowl logo on it? You can get one of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they can sell it.
Uh-huh. And somebody will buy it.
Somebody will buy it.
I'm sure that is the case. Well, the Texans aren't champions, but Brian Harmon is.
Yes, sir.
A champion. Valero Texas Open champion. The defending champion this year, as that golf tournament is coming around the corner, and it is coming quick. We're going to talk to Brian Harmon when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, I got to tell you about Stevens Roofing. You know I love talking about Stevens Roofing, the absolute best in the business. They are fantastic. Family-owned company, local company, a company that has been in business since 1983. Now, you tell me what that means to you. It means that they're reliable. It means that they stand behind their work, and it means that they do great work. I mean, you don't stay in business that long if you're not doing all of those things and doing it right. And now Stevens Roofing has added solar to what they do. Look, if you've been thinking about solar panels on your house, and I know a lot of you have, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the name to remember. The number to remember is 210-785-0994. Tell them what you want to do, what you're thinking about doing. They'll put a plan in place, and they'll get it done, and you know you can count on them to get it done right. If you think your roof has got a problem, maybe a leak, maybe you saw something during the last rainstorm that you're just not sure about, you want to get it checked out, you call Stevens Roofing and Solar. They'll send a crew out to your house. They'll inspect your roof for free, and they'll let you know if there's any problems up there, anything that needs to be taken care of, and you know they will take care of it and take care of it right. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the absolute best in the business, 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs back in business, headed up to the Great White North.
All the NFL eyes are focused on Indiana. Is Jerry going to go ahead and sign Pickens early? Who are they going to draft? Lots of Cowboys talk. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Hey, it's time to shoot your shot on PrizePicks and get $50 instantly in lineups. It's easy to do when you play your first $5. That's right. PrizePicks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play for your first 5. PrizePicks makes every dunk, every dime, every board that much more exciting. So don't miss the chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. PrizePicks. It's always so good to be right. I played PrizePicks for years now. You know why? Because I can play my players the more or less, and I can combine my favorite sports, football, basketball, hockey, no matter what? They can play. I can pick them more or less and get it down. And with a new feature alert, PrizePicks has early payouts. That's right. If your player gets off to a hot start, you know you have an option to cash out early. Get those winnings before the game even finishes. Find your community on PrizePicks. It's easy to find the social feeds. You can listen to those you trust or be the trusted. That's right. PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks today right now and use the code Alamo and get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Remember the code Alamo and get $50 in lineups every time you play for the first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's so good to be right.
Back here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and we got nothing but champions on the phone today.
That's all we do, or talk to champs. Valero Texas Open defending champion Brian Harmon joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And I don't know about you, Brian. It's the 24th of February. I know golf season is here, but, man, the VTO is right around the corner, yet it doesn't really feel that way.
No, it doesn't. These years, as they go by, they really sneak up on you, and time just kind of flies. So just trying to soak it all in, man. But I'm super looking forward to getting back out to Texas. I love the state. I love being there. I spent a lot of time there, and I can't wait to get back.
You know, Brian, we're awfully proud of this golf tournament, obviously, and it always gets high reviews. When obviously you're the champion, so you probably have some good reviews of the whole thing. But what is it about the Valero Texas Open that kind of makes it special, if it does, from anything else?
Well, I think the golf course has a big a lot to do with that. It's a proper golf course, championship golf course. It's very demanding off the tee and coming into the greens, and the greens are always in fantastic shape. And man, they treat us like kings when we're there. My family loves coming. We stay right there on site. My family enjoys the pool, and it's just a really, really nice golf tournament. And I mean, you couldn't find a better PGA Tour event on the schedule.
Brian Harmon joining us here on The Blitz, the defending Valero Texas Open champion. You know, everybody says that about the JW Marriott. The family and the kids love the pool. The golf course is challenging, and I think back to a year ago, Brian, you had a nice, comfortable lead going into that Sunday round, and it was a tough round, but you came out on top.
Yeah, it ended up being a total dogfight there on Sunday, and the wind up and cold, and I knew it was going to be difficult. We just gotta stick with what you're good at, and I'm pretty good in the wind, and I just figured by the end, when we added them all up, I'd be all right.
All right, Brian, maybe this is a knucklehead question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. When you come into Sunday and you've got a big lead like that, do you feel more nervous that way? Whereas if maybe you just had a stroke or two lead, how would you prefer to go into Sunday?
The bigger the lead, the better, I think. I mean, coming in with big leads, I mean that's as good as you can hope for. That's when I'm the least nervous. You know, I've already beaten 98% of the field at that point. So I'm less nervous, especially with leads, because I know I'm playing well. I get more nervous when I'm on the cut line, or if I'm struggling, than I do when I'm in contention. Because when I'm in contention, stuff's going good, man. I'm playing good. I'm not nervous.
Well, and I guess it's interesting because, especially in your position, like last year, you made some mistakes that opponents weren't able to capitalize on because they made their share of mistakes. So, are you hoping to obviously avoid mistakes? But when you see somebody have a bad shot or two, in your mind mentally, are you more dialed in to try to take advantage of those mistakes?
I don't really pay attention to what anybody else is doing. I knew on that Sunday that if I went and took care of business, I didn't feel like that anybody could beat me. I was playing so well. And that's the kind of spot you want to get to, where, man, if I just take care of my business, you're just kind of playing against yourself out there.
You know, Brian, going into this, I know you came in and you had won the I still call it the British Open, man. I'm sorry. I know it's the Open Championship. You won that.
When I was a kid, everybody called it the British Open too.
Right.
I'm not sure when the transition happened.
Well, I'm not sure either, but I still call it that. So I know you won that, and then you didn't win again until the Valero Texas Open. When you're in, and I don't want to call it a slump, or you're not winning, do you feel more pressure every tournament that you play in?
That's certainly a way that you could look at it. I just, I always just try and take snapshots in time. Like, what's going on here? How am I feeling? Where are the deficiencies in my game? Where are the strengths? Where do I need to work on? So I'm always trying to move forward. I try not to be as result oriented in my process as I possibly can. So, at that time, before I won at Valero last year, I was most concerned with driving the golf ball. I just hadn't driven it well for most of the year. And so I really set my head to getting my driver in order before that tournament, because I knew it was going to be such a premium on the driver around that place. And I did some really good work on it and drove it good for the week, and happened to win the golf tournament. So it's more of a an intent-based kind of prep, trying to figure out, like, all right, what does this place demand? Because I think if you get too caught up in, like, it's been so long since I've won, that you just kind of spin your wheels, and you can really get behind the 8 ball thinking that way.
Interesting thought process. It was a visit with defending Valero Texas Open champion Brian Harmon. Most of us look at success based on how many trophies. How many wins do you have? How do you define success for a year on the tour?
That's a very nuanced question. It's obviously at the end of the year, I'd love to win every year. I'd love to make the tour championship every year. I'd love to make whatever team is happening that year. That's kind of where my years jump. But man, I think I've been trying to downplay that stuff a little bit and really think about how many times did I play great. How many times that was I in that kind of flow state of, wow, this is I'm playing fantastic golf right now. And so I'm just really focused on trying to get to that spot as many times as I can. And I know that if I do that, we'll be counting plenty of trophies at the end.
I love that. And I've got to ask you a question because, you obviously went back to the British Open as the defending champion. Now you're coming back here to San Antonio for the Valero Texas Open. Is it hard to really get focused? Because I know there's so many demands on the returning champion coming into a tournament versus not being the champion, obviously. Is it a little harder to get focused on golf?
These tournaments, they do a really nice job of, there's demands, but these are very good problems to have. You can build a little bit more.
Brian, I'm not sure
we're losing you, buddy.
You're walking around wherever you were, but go back to where we started because your phone seems to be crapping out a little bit there.
Park my truck right here. Is it good right here?
There you go.
That is good right there. We're going to have to send
a
text to your dad to up that bill, man, because I know you're still on the family plan.
Well, I'm down here on a farm that I bought that he spends, 4 days a week at, so I think we can call that square.
Even, yep.
All right, Brian, I got to ask you a question. Why do they call you the Butcher?
So, when I was doing interviews after all the rounds at the Open a couple years ago, I noticed, I'm like, man, they're really curious about all the hunting I do, and they asked me all about bow hunting. I'm like, man, just kind of caught me off guard because we don't get asked that kind of stuff a bunch, and I didn't realize that they were trying to like make me look really bad because I guess in England, hunting and I guess just being outside is sort of frowned upon. And so the next day there was one of the tabloids that labeled me Brian the Butcher of Hoylake because I talked about they were like, well, what do you do with all the deer and stuff that you kill? I'm like, well, we butcher them. What else? We butcher them and eat them. And so they really thought that it was going to get underneath my skin. Well, little did they know, like all my friends back home were like, this is awesome. This is the coolest thing ever. And then when we had the big party afterwards, when I got home and all my friends and everybody were there, my wife went. One of my best buddies runs an embroidery company down here on St. Simons, and they printed out all these Brian the Butcher. So we had like a Brian the Butcher themed celebration party. So this thing that was supposed to be like embarrassing for me, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Great nickname.
That's a great nickname as we visit with Brian the Butcher Harmon here on the Blitz. So the next time you've got to do a Zoom call, with the Open Championship types. Go get yourself a good fallow deer. You can get those here in Texas.
Yeah.
Just go hunt them here and just have a couple of those mounts in the background, because that will really freak those people out.
Hey, I don't know if you'll notice, but any of the interviews I did were, we're talking about, to do these long sit-down interviews where you walk through your round. I always did it out in my barn, which has got all my deer heads in it. So
Well, I've seen some of those, but the fallow is called the king's deer from England. I think they would recognize it. That would add to the butcher lore for you.
There you go. We've actually got them down here on St. Simon's. Somebody tried to put a bunch on Little St. Simon's, and they all swam over. We see them every now and then.
Yeah, so Brian, when you want to get away from, most of us, when we recreate, we go play golf. That's what you do for a living. So I'm assuming you get out and you hunt and you just try to clear your mind a little bit.
Yeah, man, I'm a big outdoorsman. I love to fish. I love to hunt. I got me a piece of ground down here about an hour south of where I live. Man, we got a big pine tree farm, so we do it, man. I'm down here right now. We're about to light some fires. We got some prescribed burning we're gonna do today, and just trying to get the land nice and healthy, getting ready for turkey season.
Get ready for turkey season. I knucklehead question 86 on this interview, Brian. What does a pine tree farmer actually do?
Well, we try to keep the water off the trees. I'm sure if you're like my household, you get a good pile of Amazon boxes at your house, and most of those come from Georgia and Alabama and South Carolina. So we grow a lot of pulp wood, turns into paper, turns into cardboard boxes.
There you go.
What do you
so
mean?
Our wives are keeping you in business, is what you're saying. If this golf thing doesn't work out, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, I think I could have built another house out of all the Amazon boxes I have.
I just want to know what that means, keeping the water off the trees.
Well, man, too much water soaks. I'm down here in the coastal plain. So, the way that we plant pine trees here, we have to row the ground up a little bit, and then we plant them, and then we're on like 15 to 30-year cycles. We thin at 15 years and then clear cut at 30 years. So, you're just looking after these trees and making sure that they're growing like they're supposed to. When the underbrush gets too bad, we burn it. We cut wildlife opening, so we got places to recreate. But, man, we just kind of keep an eye on things, and then we rotate our pine plantations to where we're not cutting too much at any one time. And then I'm in I just personally believe I'm trying to kind of return the land back to giving a little bit back. So instead of these loblollies, we're planting a lot of longleaf pines, replacing it, which is what was the natural tree that dominated the landscape down here. I could talk for hours about this.
That could have been in some other language, man. But we're learning things,
We're learning,
Brian.
yeah.
We're learning things. Now, I'm learning things about you as we visit with Brian Harmon here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You're a Georgia guy. Obviously went to University of Georgia. You're a Bulldog, but I don't want to say made the mistake of, but you had a football season wedding that was adjusted because of the football schedule.
Right. Yeah, it was just practical. I mean, my wife, she's from upstate New York, and she'd only been living down here for a couple of years and wasn't really aware of our Southern college football culture. And, when she first picked the date of our wedding, it was going to be during the Georgia-Auburn game. And I told her, I said, sweetie, I love you. You're my best friend. I'll marry you any day that you want. I said, but if we get married on this day, a lot of our friends are going to be either not there or distracted. So I think we ought to pick a different day.
Well, I think so, too. I'm assuming you're a Georgia Bulldog fan. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Well,
that's correct.
You got to help us out here in Texas because at least lately the Bulldogs have owned the Texas Longhorns.
Stop.
Well, look, I mean, the better team normally wins, so I don't know why you guys are all surprised by that.
I'm glad you said normally.
Normally.
I'm glad you said normally. I'm glad you said normally.
Team, I mean, the sample size is getting big enough now. I think we can put it to bed, can't we?
I think Georgia has the title to the University of Texas, yes.
Brian, this was fun. Joe, who has no dog in the fight, and we won't even bring the Aggies into the conversation. It's good stuff.
One of my best friends was an Aggie. So I got a little Aggie. I like the Aggies.
They're a little weird though, aren't they, Brian?
Farm boys, man. Farm boys.
There you go. Brian, what's your life like between now and when you get here to defend your title and then gear up the next week to play at the Masters?
So I've got this week off. I got a few days here to get my farm in order, and then I'll get back to work. I'll be in the gym 4 days this week, practicing probably 3 or 4 days. Playing next week in Orlando, big tournament, Bay Hill, the Arnold Palmer Invitational, and then I've got the Players. Then I'll have, I believe I'm gonna take 2 weeks off, rest up, and then I'll be at the Valero. So hopefully cooking on all cylinders by the time I get there.
Brian, when are they going to make the Players official as another major championship?
I don't really understand all the vitriol with guys saying that it's not a major championship. I mean, it's a perfect golf course. It's arguably the best field in golf. It's our flagship event as members of the PGA Tour, and I'm not totally against the PGA Tour having its own major. So I'm all for it.
I am too. I think it should be. Absolutely.
I think the variety of champions speaks to the golf course. I think there's a bunch of different types of games that can win there and have won there. And I just think, it's the perfect stadium for a golf course. It's a huge event at the home of our tour. And, I don't know. I don't get why people are so against that.
I don't. I'm with you.
I am too.
All the changes going on in the world of sports, that would seemingly be an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Brian Harmon, enjoy the rest of your time off. Hang on a second. Our producer has a question. What is it like competing in the waste management?
It's unique. I think that's kind of the direction that we're hoping that tournaments go. The attendance, they've built that event organically from, just a normal PGA Tour event to now it's like a bucket list, attendance for sports fans. And that's the kind of audience that we're trying to get to. We want golf to be as popular as it possibly can be. And they do a great job out there. I mean, it's wild, and there's some drawbacks from time to time, but overall the events run extremely well. Other than the traffic, it is what it is.
So you don't mind a little rowdier crowd?
Nah, man, I don't. I enjoyed, I enjoyed playing over there at the Open Championship. They weren't very, very nice to me at all. I played with Tommy Fleetwood on Saturday. He's a local, and I had the waggles going on, and so they had to make fun of at the time. But I enjoy a hostile crowd. I was an athlete before I was a golfer. I love playing, and it's like the only chance that I've ever had to be like an opposing quarterback and shut a home crowd up.
Nice.
And so for me, I really reveled in that. I thought it was fantastic.
So now when you get to San Antonio and you're lining up for a putt and you look over and some dude in a Longhorn hat is going to be heckling the hell out of you, you just got to, channel your inner Georgia QB.
About what? What's he going to heckle me?
Exactly. Does it really matter, Brian? Does it really matter?
You kind of have to win to be able to heckle.
Heckle me about what?
Yeah, about whatever. About whatever. It'll be fun either way. Brian,
that's fun, man.
This was fun, man. Good luck to you. Appreciate the lesson on tree farming.
Yes.
Amazon boxes
anytime.
And football season weddings. Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Brian.
All right,
Thank you.
Enjoy the day.
Thanks. Brian Harmon, the defending Valero Texas Open champion, who will be back here to defend his title. Good dude. I like the trash talk too. I mean, dude, it's hard to say. And Georgia owns Texas.
Stop.
They do.
Well, I mean,
it's just a fact.
That doesn't mean that Longhorn fans can't heckle him.
Well, they can heckle him, but I mean, they're going to look kind of foolish.
Not really.
Sure, they will.
Look. Good old trash talking is always fun.
Uh-huh.
Brian Harmon and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
I love it. Rudolph on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page says, what's a waggle? A waggle is when you're trying to get comfortable over the ball and you waggle. Your feet move.
I had to grind on that ugly-ass dude.
That's a waggle.
That's a wiggle, not a waggle.
I had to grind on that ugly-ass dude.
Now, I love our drops. They're all taken out of context, but that's fine.
I want to touch it.
Thanks, Pledge. Now, I wonder if the wife's bringing the strippers. Are they like the low-life strippers? Or are they the actual high-quality strippers? There is a difference, by the way. Now, we got a lot of new content. What the hell's going on? We got lights going out and
All right,
stuff
good.
over
So
here.
I'm not having a stroke.
No.
All right. Wait.
The lights.
I mean, you're talking about.
I had to grind on that ugly-ass dude.
And then the lights go.
Holy cow.
Are we on?
How about those Spurs? They're red hot, and they had a hell of a game last night against the Detroit Pistons. We're talking about it. We continue on the other side of 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, if you need your logo on any kind of gear, you need to go see Sam over at Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, talking with Brian Harmon, the defending Valero Texas Open Champion. Maybe you have a group or an organization that's going to be doing some stuff out there at TPC San Antonio. You have to look the part. Sam will get you taken care of. You need T-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. You need your logo on nice golf shirts, fishing shirts, dress shirts, any kind of shirts. Sam will get you taken care of. He has all the big-name brands, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, Under Armour, just to name a few. Even now carries a full line of Tommy Bahama. Great pricing on the Tommy Bahama, and that Bahama, easy for me to say, and that price does include your logo. You need caps done? Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom. And he's got all the popular cap brands like the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie Caps, Nike Cap America, just to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands. No order too big, no order too small. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro. 1 mile inside Loop 410 right there across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then You may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with AutoPay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys All-Pro offensive lineman Tyler Smith reportedly had a cleanup surgery on his right knee after the Pro Bowl. That's according to Todd Archer from ESPN. He is expected to be 100% ready for the start of the offseason program. Atlanta Falcons are moving on from quarterback Kirk Cousins. Their GM, Ian Cunningham, confirmed he will be released on March 11th, the first day of the new league year.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a great Tuesday afternoon in San Antonio and South Texas, thanks for stopping by and spending some time with us here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. However you're doing that, we do appreciate it. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and that's a great Tuesday afternoon. A lot happening in the sports world and a lot about to happen, I have a feeling.
Look, a lot of news in the NFL coming out of the Combine. The Spurs with a statement win last night. Some arguing, was that their best win of the season?
Yes. Maybe not their best win. The Oklahoma City wins are good, probably a little bit better. But I'm just saying, the way they adjusted and played last night against Detroit, to me, was their certainly top 3 performances of the year.
Definitely. And again, a win like that, national TV against the top seed in the East, and all of a sudden on the national media level, people are going, all right, Spurs, eye test, that's a damn good basketball team. Of course, we know that. A lot going on in the hockey world. In fact, the gold medal winning Team USA at the White House today. There was so much debate. I mean, obviously the ladies didn't show up. The men are there right now, apparently.
Well, they kind of, there was a lot of controversy there. I think President Trump said something about, well, now I got to invite the women, and there were some other jokes made, and I think it pissed off the ladies. Rightly so, I suppose. But the guys going to the State of the Union address. And apparently there'll be plenty of room because I don't think any Democrats are going to show up.
Dude, so, is that tonight?
It is tonight, yes, it is.
What else is on TV?
I have no clue.
And then hockey resumes tomorrow.
Oh, wow, already, huh?
Well, yeah.
Wow.
The Olympic break is over. So, Stars fans, Stars and Seattle Kraken tomorrow. Our friends Flight by Yingling doing a watch party over at McIntyre's North Star. You can win gear, hats, T-shirts, and register to win that flyaway trip to go see Dallas in Philadelphia in March. But, yeah, I mean, just I saw the goalie was given the Department of Defense seal.
That's kind of cool. It was a great stop there on the one of the. I think Canada would have gone up 3-1 at that point, or something to that effect. I'm not sure. Didn't see it.
You didn't watch?
No, dude, I didn't. Was I supposed to?
Yeah. Dude, it was for the gold medal in hockey.
I know.
It was the last event of the Olympics.
I watched the ladies.
Okay.
Does that not count?
Sure. No, I mean, I'm proud of you. Somebody forcing you?
No, not at all. Not at all. Look, I wanted to, and it was so early.
Dude, I ain't going to lie. I did set an alarm. I'm at a hotel in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
21 Pilots encaged the elephant the night before. By the way, 21 Pilots puts on one hell of a show. I don't know how that dude's alive. Anyway, but I did set the alarm. But when you're on the West Coast in that different time zone, it's easier to wake up early because your body is naturally waking up. And the ridiculous sun that arrives way earlier than you're used to. So I got up, I'm watching it, fell asleep, woke back up in the third period, and saw the overtime, the game winner with the New Jersey Devils standout, Jack Hughes, getting the golden goal. That was great.
It was great. Look, I saw highlights. Did see that. I managed to figure that out, and everybody was excited about it. Even my wife texting me, hey, they won, and my daughter and her husband were excited about it. Everybody excited about it, which I was happy about. And then, you get all this controversy, which is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever seen in my life. It's a shame to me. I'm not going to turn this into politics, but it is a shame that the United States wins a gold medal for the first time in 46 years, and the sitting president of the United States calls, and you're pissed off at the hockey players. It's ridiculous.
Now, there's a couple of things there. The FBI director there was a little odd. Although, I mean, dude, if you have that position and you can go,
why not?
Go. And if the president is on his phone, I've got no problem with that. And his comments about the ladies' team were unfortunate. But the people that are angry, I think, are just looking for reasons to be angry.
That's exactly right.
Is that the right way to put it?
I think so. It's another excuse to be, angry. And it's just sad to me. It really is sad to me that we are so divided as a country that we can't even all come together for a deal like this.
Because sports generally brings the country
Absolutely.
together. And that gold medal team, it's been a long time, obviously, 46 years since Team USA won gold in hockey. The one thing Canada had over us, and they don't have that now, at least for 4 more years. And it wasn't for that goalie, they would have destroyed, because they did outplay Team USA.
They did.
The controversy should not be of anything political or who was drinking in the locker room with the team. It should be on, should a gold medal game be decided by 3-on-3 in overtime? And the answer there is no. In the Stanley Cup playoffs, they go 5-on-5 until you get a winner. And the fact that hockey says, well, our closing ceremonies can't be delayed, so get that thing over with as quickly as possible with a gold medal on the line, that's the only controversy that we should be debating following the Olympics and this gold medal run by Team USA.
And the Canadian coach was pissed off, calling for a change and all of that stuff. And look, if that's the way it's, you got 3 players out there, and the USA has 3 players out there. I don't see what the problem is. It's not like somebody's got an advantage.
It's designed for a quick goal, and and it's exactly what happened. Took under 2 minutes. You got a steal on one end, you got numbers the other, great pass, and Jack Hughes with an incredible shot. Canada had many opportunities to win that game. Canada was the far better team for the majority of that hockey game. They just couldn't get one past the goalie, or 2 past the goalie, technically.
Right. And I totally agree. They outplayed them, but they didn't win. And there's 2 different things, obviously. So it's the way that it goes. Can we just be happy for a day? And look, I don't give a damn what the FBI director's doing there, and people are pissed off at that and the phone call. Let's just be happy. Can we just be happy for just a minute and come together as Americans, whether you're Republican or Democrat, doesn't matter. Let's just do that. In 1980, that happened.
Yep.
Everybody came to, everybody was happy And look, I know there were a lot of people because unfortunately I was alive back then. People hated Ronald Reagan. Some people, but everybody came together for that particular group, and I wish it would have happened this year.
And I know, we see some of the comments on our YouTube. No matter what you think of the current president, or any president for that matter, when the president calls, you take the call.
Of course you do.
I remember, because I was a public affairs officer in the United States Navy on the USS Seattle, and Bill Clinton was coming to the Theodore Roosevelt, which we were in the Roosevelt battle group.
Did he bring Monica with him?
He did not. But he was not a popular commander-in-chief at the time because of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which just became a thing. And I remember the commanding officer of the Roosevelt telling everybody to be respectful when the commander-in-chief
of course
came on board. And everybody was. But there are a lot of people not happy with Bill Clinton at the time because of that. And seeing him there, actually got to meet the man. It was a cool experience. I'm fortunate to meet a couple of presidents on both sides.
Absolutely, and that's the commander-in-chief. I mean,
Yes.
that's the boss technically. So I mean, not technically, it is.
Not technically, yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's the boss. So look, I know a lot of people go to work today and hate their boss.
Yep.
But you know what? You don't throw a fit and get canned. So it's just it's unbelievable. But it is what it is, and I guess that's what we have to deal with these days because this is a divided country for sure.
And on our YouTube, Queso King says, we can celebrate the athletes and their accomplishment. Let them celebrate in that moment. Don't need the FBI director in there acting like he accomplished that.
I'm not sure that he was having a beer.
He was having a beer, and they put a medal on him. He was celebrating with the team. If you're the FBI director and you have that ability and you had a meeting that happened to be there in the Olympics at the appropriate time that you could justify the taxpayer expense, I don't know.
Look, I don't know either. The guy said he's a big hockey fan. I didn't know that, and he said he was going to be there. People got excited about it, and I wish I would have been able to go in the locker room, have a beer with those guys.
Well, that's it.
That would have been great.
It was a lot, but if you have the ability to do that, you would.
Absolutely. I tell you what, I'm going to be in the locker room when the Spurs win the championship this year.
Yeah.
Have a beer with those guys.
Absolutely. No, you won't.
I've been sprayed by champagne.
It burns.
It does. And so it is the way that it is. And I'd like to be in there. So when they win a championship, not sure if that's going to happen. Long way to go yet before that happens. But I tell you what, last night was certainly a step in the right direction for the San Antonio Spurs. Big win. Huge win for the San Antonio Spurs last night on the road against a good basketball team. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you are looking for TRT, you don't want to pay hundreds or settle for low-dose TRT. That's why you need to get into Synergenics and Low T Center, where they take most insurance plans and they customize each dose for maximum safe results, because you don't want to compromise your health. Low T Center and Synergenics, they've been highlighted for having the highest quality testosterone on the market because they only use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded. You know exactly what is going in your body. And the T-test is absolutely free. The providers at Synergenics and Low T Center are board-certified and experts in their field, not some random chatbot or provider that you never actually see. And they can help you meet your real goals, not just your medical goals. And they have a variety of peptides to help with healing, muscle tone, recovery, sleep, weight loss, even hair and skin quality. And right now you can save $50 off per vial for select peptides and GLP-1s. So book that free testosterone test and pick up discounted GLP-1s and peptides while you're there. Go to lowtcenter.com or synergenics.com to get started and book that free T-test today.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cash back app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. Top users make between $200 to $300 per month.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GOOD25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GOOD25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GOOD25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus an extra $100 off all mattresses. And Saturday, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 National Premium Data.
For delicious meals, you could go out to eat or spend hours in the kitchen. Or you could just make a Marie Callender's meal. Yeah, you heard me. Marie Callender's classic chicken parmigiana bowl is delicious with scratch-made marinara sauce, creamy mozzarella cheese, and no preservatives. It's high in protein with 30 grams per serving. Marie Callender's, what having it all tastes like.
Empower.
After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he could be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs back in business, headed up to the Great White North.
All the NFL eyes are focused on Indiana. Is Jerry going to go ahead and sign Pickens early? Who are they going to draft? Lots of Cowboys talk. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's got a good beat to it. I like that one. Hey, if you're watching on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page and you look over my right shoulder here, We got a golf tournament coming up.
We do.
How about that? And you can register today. That's what it says right there.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
SASportsStar.com, presented by our friends from Flight by Yingling. But again, this will be March 30th out at the Golf Club of Texas. Presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. You can get your slot right now, $150 per person, or save money and get the whole foursome for $500. San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic, benefiting feeding animals at no-kill shelters across Texas. It is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and Encira.com. Also, PPL Motorhomes, San Antonio Sports Star, the SA Sports Star Spring Golf Classic, Monday, March 30th. You can sign up right now at SASportsStar.com. And again, it's going to sell out. It always does.
Always does.
Get in there. Don't want you to miss out. So there you go. I'm Joe. He's Jason. And Spurs, dude, 9 straight. And I don't care who you're playing against in the NBA, winning 9 in a row is not an easy task.
8 of those by double digits, including last night's win over the East-leading Detroit Pistons. Incredible win in a game in which the Spurs did not play their best basketball. Let me rephrase that.
Yes,
in a
please.
game in which Wemby did not play his best basketball, especially on the offensive end. His defense was fantastic all night. Offensively, 11 of his 21 points came in the fourth quarter. He finally got going offensively with some dunks late, but dude was struggling offensively. What saved their bacon last night is 18 of 40 or 45% from three-point range. Devin Vassell, who apparently is still not a name known throughout the NBA, because you heard that referee when they challenged the play call him Vassell.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people call him Vassell.
Yeah.
It is Vassell. Look, he was great, making shots. I'm going to give the MVP award to one Steph Castle. That's the guy that I think turned everything, because he had the tough task of guarding one of the best players in the NBA in Cade Cunningham. And he did a fantastic job of doing that. Not only did he frustrate Cunningham all night long, got him in foul trouble as well. And it nearly started a fight with this guy, although Castle had nothing to do with it. He was just up in his grill guarding him, and Cunningham got frustrated, pushed him down, almost started a fight. But Steph Castle is my MVP of that game last night.
Yeah, just try and make it tough for him. To just keep a body on him at all times, try and not let him just move around the court, freely. So, and then, just having everybody in help for me. Vic obviously at the rim, so just try and make him shoot as many tough shots as possible.
Yeah, he did that. He did that extremely well. Cunningham may have had one of his worst games of the season.
5 of 26.
Yeah, all of that. And look, I think the Spurs showed the rest of the league, perhaps, if you can somehow slow that dude down, maybe Detroit just doesn't have a lot else after that.
Well, and for the Spurs, they know the teams are going to play them very physical. But as Wemby said last night, what you saw from this group is they are getting better and they can win games like that now.
I don't think that's a night where we learn the most things about ourselves, but it's definitely a night where we confirm progression and confirm potential as well. But that was a good test.
Yeah, without a doubt, it was a huge win, and I love the way the Spurs did it. And maybe it wasn't a thing of beauty, but to me it was, because they played a team that got physical with them, that tried to get them out of their game, and the Spurs adjusted. And they're going to have to do that in the playoffs. You can't just go full throttle doing what you're doing when teams are going to come up and get physical with you. And Detroit's going to do that. We're going to see that again inside the Frost Bank Center next week on March 5th when Detroit comes to town. They're going to try and bang and get physical. And sometimes that looks ugly. To me, that was one of the best performances by the San Antonio Spurs all season.
And again, when Wemby struggles a little bit like he did last night on the offensive end, other guys were picking him up. I just don't know. We've seen this team enough You can't rely on 45% three-point shooting. This team does not shoot threes consistently enough. Last night they made them. If they weren't making them last night, we might be having a completely different conversation. But nationally today, the Spurs are the story. When you think about when you watched Get Up or First Take, whatever you're watching today, they were talking about the Spurs. Clinton Yates from ESPN Radio, who is on every day at, 10 o'clock?
Yep.
Right after the morning huddle. I feel like listening to him this morning. He watched the Spurs play last night for the first time this year.
There's a time at every point of the season, I used to say this a lot on television, where you see a team play a game and you say, that team can win the title. And it's not that it was never the case beforehand or was necessarily so far off in the distance, but sometimes your eyeballs tell you, ooh, this is championship metal. That was last night for me for the Spurs. Do I think the Spurs are going to win it all necessarily? No. But that team, as currently comprised, has enough firepower to get things done in June. It's not just Wemby and the non-Benyamas. They had contributions from all around last night. And this was a tough matchup. Tempers flared. It was clearly important to both teams. The they don't play hard crew can go sit down somewhere. This is one of the better basketball games we had in the NBA this year.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And it was playoff-style basketball last night in my mind, and I think the Spurs passed a big test by getting that done. And quite frankly, I think they surprised Detroit a little bit. And again, we talked about this yesterday, Jason, the fact that the Spurs and the Pistons only see each other twice a year. Mm-hmm. So that's not really a team you're familiar with on either side. And so credit Mitch Johnson for the game plan. Credit Steph Castle for the way he played defense. But the Pistons will be ready for this team, I think, when they meet them again next week. And we'll see if the Spurs can make it a clean sweep.
You know, you kind of hope. Maybe they'll meet 9 times this year.
They might.
I mean, they're two really good basketball teams. But I like how Clinton said that, the non-Benyamas. They played huge. Wemby, the concern, and we've talked about this a lot, is this team soft? Can they play physical basketball? The idea that he got pushed around a lot in the first half last night, did make some adjustments, was asked after the game, Wemby was that the most physical team he has faced this year?
I think it's definitely top 5 games, most physical. But I think for the future, you know, and looking at the season overall, this is probably the team that's most capable of playing that way. You know, they crush the boards, they force bad shots, they try to play a bully ball. And I think this is the reason they're first seed.
I think he's right. And in the Eastern Conference, they're doing well, and that style of play is working for them. Last night it didn't work for them against San Antonio because number one, the three-point shots, but number two, the Spurs adjusted, and they adjusted well, and didn't get caught up in a slog fest, what Detroit likes to do, just make things ugly and make you make mistakes, and the Spurs didn't fall for it last night.
And the good news, I mean, we've talked about this a lot. Is this team ready to compete legitimately for a title this year? They're good, but can they win a title this year? And most say no because they're too young, inexperienced. They don't have playoff experience. Maybe that works in their favor just because they don't know what that's like. But even Mitch Johnson said, this is good for Wemby because the physicality that he is facing in games like last night is playoff caliber physicalness.
I think, anytime we can play a competitive game, you want to win. But a competitive game against a team of this caliber, there's learning lessons and moments and things to reference to improve upon and positive feedback all throughout the game. And so you talk about individually for guys like him, Steph, Dylan, and Devin and Cal. I mean, almost our whole roster. There's just a litany of things that will be great feedback for us.
I totally agree. I mean, it's a game that you look at, and I was excited about the game for the last 2 weeks, and I couldn't wait for it. and it certainly didn't disappoint for me. I enjoyed that basketball game from start to finish.
The fun part about last night's game, 114-103 win for the Spurs. They're 41st of the year. They won't have a losing record this year.
That's good.
We haven't been able to say that since before COVID. It's been a while. And if you took the Spurs and over on their win total this year, you'd probably be able to cash that ticket next week.
Is that on your refrigerator?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really?
I think it's 41.5.
Is it?
It's 41.5, 42.5. Honestly, I don't remember.
Nice. Well, good. Look, they're gonna
have to go back to Vegas.
They're gonna win that. Certainly gonna win that. They could get that done tomorrow night against Toronto. It's possible. It is possible. The thing I worry about is a letdown. You get so fired up for that game. You want to prove a point against Detroit, and then, you got Toronto, who is not a horrible team. Let's hope there's no letdown. I just have a feeling with this team there's not going to be. That's for sure.
And the injury report's pretty clean for the Spurs.
Yep.
Nobody on there that they just sent out a few minutes ago that hasn't been on there.
Very true.
At some point, Mason Plumlee will be in condition because he's been on the injury report since he got signed. Return to competition reconditioning.
Guy's been laying on the beach drinking beer, I guess. I don't know. It's taking a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I tell you what, Spurs, as good as that was, we got some NFL news to talk about as well. The Combine is taking place as we speak. A lot of wheeling and dealing going on in the NFL. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you know you want to get out of jail fast, and the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can even start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. A lot of reasons for that, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds, AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Orthopedics. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Orthopedics, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Orthopedics.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Orthopedics. We fix pain fast.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like replacing my bike in case of an accident?
Progressive's total loss coverage can help with that.
Great. And you also agree with me that my riding club should ride to the aquarium instead of cruising around a mountain, right?
Actually, we just do insurance. We don't vote in riding clubs.
Nice. 2 votes for the turtle exhibit.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
What are you, some kind of turtle hater?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action because you can make those picks and win money right now here in Texas. And it's so easy. You pick your favorite players. Are they going to go higher or lower on their stats? Points, rebounds, steals, three-pointers made, whatever it is, you get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. I'm still riding De'Aaron Fox. He's become a great part of this offense. Always a good look for higher with De'Aaron. Download the app today. Use my promo code Alamo. You'll get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Alamo. Underdog. Make picks and win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, March 30th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $150 per person or $500 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting fitting animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, PPL Motorhomes, and Ancira.com. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, March 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
You know, Jason, there's a lot of things said on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page that sometimes goofy, guys try to be funny, but there's one that just popped up here, and this guy is, well, I don't know if he's a wannabe comedian or not, but basically says you did a good job on his grass, but you forgot to power wash his driveway. So I only know, and I bring that up only because I know you aren't cutting anybody's grass ever.
No.
And so, unless they pay you $1 bazillion, and even then it might be twisting your arm.
Yeah.
So that one kind of fell really, really flat there, bud.
That dude, all his jokes fall flat.
Yeah, that one was really bad.
I mean, because I thought this was a joke. April Ancira, a good friend.
Uh-huh.
She posted 14 minutes ago on Facebook a picture of a Bentley.
Yeah.
A beautiful Bentley.
Wow.
And she writes, can anyone guess what new Ancira Nissan a customer traded in this Bentley for?
Wow. Well, it can't be anything that resembles a Bentley. No offense to Nissan. They're great cars, but.
I mean, Maxima, Altima. If you've got a Bentley.
They're great cars.
Yeah.
But they're not Bentleys.
Yeah,
I think even April would agree with that.
Well, I just can only imagine Anthony Corey, the GM over at Ancira Nissan, when somebody called him up and said, boss, somebody wants to trade in a Bentley.
300Z?
They didn't steal it, did they?
No, I'm sure not. I just texted her, and she just texted back. I don't want to take any thunder away from her post, but I know the answer, and it makes no damn sense.
None, huh?
Oh, man.
All I'm guessing is somebody had something really good in life, and
someone took half?
Possibly. Somebody's had a major lifestyle change. Somebody might need to power wash driveways now to pay for. Here, don't say it on air, but
no, I won't say it on air.
There's the text. She's texting now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't see it. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Careful, you're on cameras.
Gotcha. I got you.
If somebody's going to try to zoom in on my phone from there, and their eyes and graphics have the ability to do that, yeah.
Yeah, that has to be like a revenge thing or something. Well, I would assume that vehicle is paid for.
Yeah.
After the trade-in.
I would
and maybe even then some, right? I don't know.
I wonder how that works. Yeah, I'll trade that in. here's your new vehicle and $141,000.
Exactly.
I don't know how that works. Either. Now, I will say in this guy's new vehicle, he's not worried about somebody parking next to him at HEB.
No.
He's not worried about door dings. He's not worried about, I mean, I'm sure it's a nice vehicle that he's got from Mansura Nissan, but it ain't a Bentley.
No, it's not. And you will have to ask April because I would like to know the answer to that as well.
There's got to be a story about, because they had a Porsche not long ago that got traded in on something. And that Porsche was one of those high-end $300,000 or $400,000 ones. Because I saw that and went, ooh, I like that. And then I looked at the price and went, I can like that all I want.
GT2?
You'll just go through her Facebook. You'll see it. It was beautiful. I could have it for one payment.
You know,
I don't even know that would let me test drive it, to be honest.
I'd be a nervous wreck to test drive that thing. Can you imagine having a Bentley and driving that thing around? What do you? I wouldn't even know where to park the damn thing.
You say don't worry about door dings. I've got an answer, and I worry about door dings. Like, I don't think it's worrying about it, but
there are people that have certain kind of vehicles that are all like me. I don't want a door ding.
No, I don't either.
But I'm also not parking in the back of the parking lot where there's nobody within 20 spaces of me, right? If I had a Bentley or a Porsche or a Ferrari or one of those, you know, I'd carry cones and I'd be that.
Yeah.
That's parking in two spots. With the cones with the middle finger attached to them. I don't care what you think. Look what I'm driving. I'd be that guy.
I mean, if you got a Bentley, you could probably afford, Ubering to wherever you got to go to avoid that.
Well, if I had a Bentley, why would I want to Uber to HEB? I've got a Bentley. I want to be seen in said Bentley.
I mean, I'd probably be driving that to places you'd get valet.
Yeah, you put those like when you're on a boat dock. What are those things you put where you run into that? You know what I'm saying? The padded things,
the slips.
Yeah, well, no, you know what I'm talking about, right?
In a boat dock.
In a boat dock, and they got they're
bumper. They're called bumpers.
Bumpers. Yes. Yeah, just put those on there.
Oh, the bumpers that are on the slip.
Yes.
So April is listening apparently because she just texted me a picture of said Porsche, which I will show. That retails, they've got it for $439,000. If you'd like one,
I bet she'd give you a hell of a deal, Minix.
Yeah,
I mean, if she would knock off $400,000, I'd buy that today. $39,000, I'm sold.
Yes,
April, make it happen.
What's the value on your car? Can we get that? One for one.
I don't know if I could afford the insurance on this.
No, you couldn't.
Even if I bought that.
No.
Look at that thing.
Oh wow. But see, look, it's a beautiful car.
Uh-huh.
What I worry about that and like the Corvettes and those that sit really low, how do you go over a damn speed bump? I mean, seriously.
Slowly.
Or all the potholes that we have in our beautiful roads here in San Antonio.
I'm just curious.
Maybe worried about that?
Life decisions for this guy that traded it in because it's a 2024 911 GT3 RS.
Oh.
I don't even know what all that means, but I see $439,000, so I can only guess.
Now, see, I'm really curious now. I'm really curious now how that works because
works?
I don't think that April on her Nissan lot has anything that's $400,000.
Well, you get like 9 cars.
Well, maybe that's it.
You trade them all in, you get a whole fleet.
I'm just saying. I wonder how that works.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, you don't like
that guy probably has a lawn mowing business. Back to that comment from earlier, and he needed a bunch of the Frontier pickup trucks. So give me 10 of them for my Porsche. I don't know. I
mean, that's weird.
I mean, clearly somebody bought something and they couldn't keep it.
Now,
maybe he bought something in his midlife crisis, and his wife said, "No, dude, what are you doing?"
I wouldn't
take it back.
Yeah, take it back. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I am curious. So, where we see April out and about, I've got to maybe she can explain that to me.
Well, all I know is The Bentley is at Ancira Nissan, and based on what she just said, this Porsche is over at Ancira Volkswagen. See, now, if I'm April, I ditch the minivan and start driving this Porsche.
April's got a minivan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. April doesn't look like a minivan person.
Oh, she is a total minivan person. She is the total soccer mom.
Oh, I get that,
Dude,
and she's got.
And I love April Ancira, and she is a good friend. But she took a book with her to the My Chemical Romance concert. Now, I know you don't know anything about My Chemical Romance. Pledge does, but My Chemical Romance, you got people that are dressed to the nines and they're goth and all that, and there's April, in a sweatshirt wrapped around her waist and her book, like she's going to be reading during that concert.
Why else would she take a book?
To sit on? She needed the height? I don't know. Like, who takes a book to a concert? Well, but especially
that concert.
Like, if she's going to see Barry Manilow, you're bored anyway. Read a book.
Yeah.
But if you're going to see a show like that, why are you taking a book to the show?
Well, I can't answer that because I don't know what Chemical Romance is and what kind of stuff they do.
Uh-huh.
The Black Parade, teenagers.
Dude,
you can name songs.
Nothing.
He's not going to know anything.
That means nothing to me. I'd rather see Barry Manilow.
The man who was just worried about speed bumps in a Porsche.
Wouldn't you be? I mean, look how low that thing sits to the ground. There's no way you're not scratching the hell out of that thing.
You're right. I mean,
every time I think Joe can't sound older on air,
I mean,
he manages to one-up him. So,
dude,
I'm guessing if you have this,
I bet you there's
a lot
of
it's
people.
Not a daily driver.
I bet you there's a lot of young people that don't know who the hell My Chemical Romance is.
A lot of young people?
Yes.
Oh, that's where you're wrong, sir. A lot of the people that will be at Luby's with you in a little while will have no idea, except for their grandkids like that stuff.
Well, you don't know that. Not everybody's into goth or whatever the hell you called it. My Chemical Romance.
Emo,
that's the right word.
Emo, exactly.
Do you know 21 Pilots?
I bet no, I don't. I don't know 20. I may know about 10 of them. 10 pilots. I don't know.
I just
don't
played
know
21 Pilots coming into this.
Mm-hmm.
I got to text my daughter and see if she knows who the hell My Chemical
All
Romance
right. See,
is.
now you need verification.
No, I do. I have to have verification.
Yeah, she's going to know, and you can ask her about 21 Pilots.
I'll ask her.
By the way, I just saw them on Saturday night in Phoenix, 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
Fantastic live show. And I thought I'd know 3 or 4 songs. I knew a ton of them. But those dudes are nuts. Cage the Elephant, same way. That was a hell of a show.
Saw Cage at ACL one year. It's awesome.
How do you come up with these band names?
I don't get it. I'm glad you guys enjoy that style of music. That's great.
It's good rock and roll.
Well, it's fantastic. That's great. It's not good rock and roll.
It is.
You want to go back into, back in time that's where good rock and roll was.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Did you say My Chemical Romance?
Yes, we did.
Unbelievable. All right. We'll wait for the answer.
For the record.
My Chemical Romance.
April's daughter Hope is in the car.
Okay.
I assume the minivan. She said Hope is in the car and wants to know who Barry is. She wants to know how Joe could not know about MCR.
Oh, MCR. I know them. I didn't know it was...
we have a new 13-year-old listener.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, Hope, I don't know who they are, and I'm glad that you like them, though. That's good.
Hope, just know that we will educate Joe.
Well, no.
Good old Uncle Joe.
It's hard to teach old dogs new tricks.
He'll get some music sent to him tonight.
Well, my question is, does April know who MCR is?
Yeah, she was at the show.
Oh, that's true. And she had a book.
She had a book.
So that must not have been that good.
No, it was good.
She had a book.
Dude, they at that show, they set the entire stage on fire at some point.
She had a book.
Well, because
she might have missed it because she's reading her book. She's in chapter 10.
No, because Hope made them go early so they can get a good seat.
Oh, is that what it was?
I have no idea.
You got great taste in music.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. MCR is coming to San Antonio.
Yes, they
wow.
are.
Can't wait.
We're going to go.
No, I'm not going.
Yeah, well, we're going to drag you.
Dude, I'm not going.
Look, I've taken you to a bunch of concerts since you've started here.
Yeah.
You've not gone to a bad one yet.
Well, define bad.
What's the one
Have
where
you gone
the
to one
dude
and
was
said,
the same
you know what,
person?
that sucked?
Well, I mean, but I haven't been anybody crazy like that.
What do you mean crazy?
Well, My Chemical Romance, 21 Pilots. We went to Journey and Def Leppard. That was good.
Trombone Shorty.
That was good.
Beach
Yes.
Boys.
Yeah, that was good.
That was Joe's favorite.
Kingdom Collapse and Nothing More.
That's good.
Yeah.
I enjoy those guys.
Those were out of your element.
Boys to Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you remember these.
I didn't want to go to that one, but it turned out to be pretty good.
Most live performances are. See, like my daughter went and saw My Chemical Romance at Dodger Stadium, and I was a little nervous because once you went to L.A. by yourself, I've raised her too much like me. She flew to L.A., went to the show, and then was on a 6 a.m. flight back, no hotel, just after the show. Went to a bar till it closed, and then went to the airport and hung out until it was time to get on a plane.
Nice. Well, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a great Cowboy segment.
Well, it really was. Now, see, I'm getting another one here.
The Cowboys just got Houston Texans treatment.
So Gillespie says, come on, Joe. My Chemical Romance is played at every strip club with low-level dancers. I had to grind on that ugly-ass dude. Now, I wonder if the wife's bringing the strippers. Are they like the low-life strippers? There's a difference. I hope just put earmuffs.
Well, I'm sure they're out in the minivan by now.
I'm sure they're good.
Let's hope.
Sure they're good. Well, that's good. We've got a new listener. I guess we can talk a little Cowboys next or Combine news as well. We'll mix them all together. We do have an update on Brandon Aubrey and what the Cowboys may or may not do with their kicker. We'll tell you about that when we continue here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area. With extended hours Monday through Saturday, they have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. In fact, they have everything you need to treat your injury, but no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more at TSAOG.com.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Blitz. 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at SASportsStar.com.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't, and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination, and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs are red hot. They won their 9th in a row last night, went into Detroit, beat the Pistons. Devin Vassell led the Spurs with 28 points, 7 3-point buckets. Up next, Toronto. They'll take on the Raptors in Canada, tomorrow night. Dallas Cowboys All-Pro offensive lineman Tyler Smith reportedly had cleanup surgery on his right knee after the Pro Bowl. That's according to Todd Archer. He's expected to be okay for the offseason program.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Now, is this My Chemical Romance or 21 Pilots or
Barry Manilow?
Cage the Dog?
Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow. I mean, that sounds a little hip-hop-ish, doesn't it?
What the?
That's not rock and roll.
Really?
That's not rock and roll. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Get Aaron on the line from Kingdom Collapse. I want to know if he thinks that's rock and roll.
Lead pledges mic isn't on. I can hear him singing through the walls. And now he's dancing.
What is this? This is
good Lord.
What? Who is this? Is this still MCR?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I wouldn't. I don't want to go see that.
Yeah, you would have a great time.
No, I wouldn't. Honestly,
you would.
No, I wouldn't. I'm telling you, I would not.
I can't play the one song I really want to.
That music does nothing for me right there. Not at all.
Matt Roy.
Uh-huh.
Hip hop-ish.
Yeah.
Question mark. My Chemical Romance. Question mark. Does Joe know music? Question mark.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it.
John Robbins. Black Parade is almost classic rock, which is true.
Which one?
Black Parade.
Came out in like 2001.
Which was Black Parade?
What we were listening to.
The one where the kid's singing to his dad? That one?
Yes.
That's it, huh?
It's all one long song.
What's that song?
And downs.
What's that? There was a song where guys, I want to be like my father. That reminded me of that one. That was horrible.
George Strait?
Horrible, huh? Horrible.
Dude.
Horrible.
Give me some rock and roll. Kingdom Collapse, and they sing a song like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're not. I saw their concert. I didn't hear one song that resembled that one.
Okay. Rock and roll is kind of a broad bucket, if you will.
Well, I mean, we could go all the way back to Elvis, right? He was the king of rock and roll.
He was.
Yeah.
But would you put, say, Kingdom Collapse in the same bucket as Foo Fighters?
No.
No. Or MCR or 21 Pilots.
Well, I don't know 21 Pilots.
Okay. Bowling for Soup.
Don't know them either.
You do.
No.
You've heard about Stacy's mom, right?
Yeah, that's Bowling for Soup.
1985.
Okay.
Right?
That's Bowling for Soup. They're old then, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know who it was. 21 Pilots.
They've been around for 20-something years, probably. How long has 21 Pilots been a band?
That's awesome.
21 Pilots has been around at least a decade.
I would think even longer than that.
Well, if they had a song in the 80s, Pledge, it's at least longer than a decade.
Well, see, that's the problem, Joe. It's 2026. The 80s was more than a decade ago.
Well, that's what I said. He said they've been around a decade. I said they've been around longer than that if they had a song in the 80s.
Who said they had a song in the 80s?
Nobody.
You said Stacy's mom.
Yes.
When did that song come out?
In the 90s, and that's Bowling for Soup.
And they have a song called 1985.
Yes.
I'm happy you guys enjoy your music. Matt, Roy, enjoy your music.
Debut album 2009.
Okay. Well, it's a little longer than a decade.
A little bit.
So 20 years.
Dude, that's fine. I'll stick with what I enjoy, and I like
George Jones.
70s rock and roll, little 80s rock maybe, and country music. You guys go your Stone Pilots and Caged Animals, and that's great. You guys knock yourselves out. That's why there's a variety of music for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You like going to concerts
I do.
and the people I've never heard of, and you enjoy yourselves. That's all that matters.
Big bands, too.
That's all that matters.
You see the photos that, of the aerial photo they took at Enningsfest this weekend?
I did. I missed that, Jason.
Dude.
God, I'm so. I don't know if I can go on living.
A lot of people there.
Good. A lot of people go to a lot of things that I won't go to.
830 Clay on our YouTube says, y'all said Bob Dylan sucked.
He did.
He did. It was so disappointing. Bob Dylan was awful.
He was awful.
At one point, Bob Dylan was great. But when we saw him at the Hollywood Bowl, was that 2 years ago at Cowboys training camp?
I want to say that, yes.
It was Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp.
Yeah, we kind of missed Mellencamp. We caught a couple of songs.
Yeah, because traffic.
But I was excited to see Dylan, and he was awful.
Well, that's it. Yeah, he was bad. Ken Atkins is asking Joe, Ryan Eagle must jam to Conway Twitty.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except he misspelled Twitty. He forgot a W. I had to read that twice.
You leave out the W, that means something altogether different.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm glad I caught myself and just didn't read it.
My wife, we were driving to Houston, and she said, "Can we hear something besides old country?"
I bet your wife knows who My Chemical Romance is.
She was asleep, and I'm like, man. So I was listening to what I wanted to, and then, well, she woke up. Oh, my goodness.
So Brandon Aubrey
what group is he with?
The soon-to-be future Cowboy group, if he doesn't back down, apparently, on his demands. According to Clarence Hill from All City Dallas, the Cowboys have made an offer to Brandon Aubrey that would make him the highest-paid kicker, and he has turned it down once more.
He wants more. So it just begs the question, Cowboy fan. Now, would you pay him more? If they're going to pay him the highest paid, you have to assume, Butker was what, 6.4, 6.5, something like that. So you got to figure about $7 million per year.
Yes.
Roughly. And I'm guessing he wants more than that.
Well, and maybe therein lies we have no idea what he's asking for. No reports there. We know Harrison Butker is $6.4 million.
Okay.
Jake Elliott, 6. Cameron Dicker is 5'5". Graham Gano, 5'5". Jamie Fairbairn is 5'3". Those are the highest paid kickers right now.
Okay.
Now, in 2024, Harrison Butker signed a deal, 4 years, $25.6 million, 17.75 in guarantees. So is it the annual salary that is highest paid, or is it the most in guaranteed money? And that we don't know yet. But generally, 2 to 3% more is what is common when you're surpassing somebody in their contract, right?
Well, so maybe the reports are true. The Cowboys haven't gotten all the way to $7 million per, if that's the case. And 6.4, maybe there's at 6.6 or 6.7.
They could be at 6.41 and say
could
this
be
is
that, yes.
Here you go,
Your highest paid kicker.
You know, I mean, all the kids listening right now. Yep, go 6.7 on that thing. But if we're talking about a couple $100,000 difference, or is Brandon Aubrey trying to fight for more guaranteed money?
Could be.
And what is the structure of the deal? Because if it's one of those deals that looks good on paper, but in reality it's not, like it's really just a 2-year deal. Like Oso Odigizua. We saw that and we were like, holy crap. And then when you saw the terms, you go, man, that's a really good deal for the Cowboys, man.
Yeah,
Oso really was just in a hurry to get signed.
It was.
And when you see guys signing early, they're generally more to the benefit of the team. I can't wait to see the terms on the Javonte Williams deal that just got done. I'm going to guess that is very beneficial to the team.
Well, I would assume so too. But again, beneficial to the team is one thing, and then you've got $16 million in your pocket guaranteed. So, I mean, it's not like Javonte Williams is going to starve to death to help out the Dallas Cowboys. So, you got to look at these things relative to what they're getting. I mean, $16 million. Somebody pay me $16 million. I'd do everything I could to help them. I'm just saying, and I understand what you're saying, and there's some players that are going to command more than others. But again, it is relative, is it not? Team-friendly deal, but you're still very well paid.
But you're trying to get your worth. And for Brandon Aubrey, this is the one time in life he's going to get paid that kind of money. I'm also curious, this report coming out where all the brass are in Indianapolis, was that told to Clarence Hill in the quote-unquote smear campaign? Like, all of a sudden, the Cowboys are in the market for a new kicker because Brandon Aubrey was greedy and didn't want to be there, so he didn't want to sign.
Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, we won't know until, he either signs or somebody else offers him something. Now, they can tender him, correct?
Yep.
If you give him, there's two kinds, the way I understand it, and if somebody else signs him, they got to give you a draft pick, second or third round pick. Is that correct? I believe it is. And
Shereen Williams will know.
Yeah, we'll ask her. But I'm just saying, there are ways to go about doing this, and in a way that could benefit the Cowboys, certainly. Because you can find another kicker.
But and that's fair. But also I'm thinking it's a deal for a kicker. It's Brandon Aubrey. This one should be easy. This is the Cowboys' way through the media of telling us it ain't easy, and this is on Brandon. We've offered him to be the highest paid.
There you go.
And apparently that's not enough. Kind of reminds me of Micah Parsons last year. We've offered him to be the highest paid, and then his agent got involved and screwed everything up.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
And Micah wanted more.
Yeah.
And he got more with Green Bay.
Yellow pants to go with it.
Good riddance. Shereen Williams, she's going to give us a lesson on the salary cap and contracts and all of that kind of stuff. We'll get her thoughts on that and the George Pickens deal as well. Shireen Williams, ProFootballTalk.com, will join us next here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let me tell you about Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. You need your logo on any kind of gear, you need to get in and see Sam. You need caps done. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom waiting for your logo. And he's got all the popular cap brands, the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie Caps, Nike Cap America. You need T-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. He'll get you taken care of there. You just need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a dress shirt, jacket, half zip, you name it. Sam's got you covered. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Medical, restaurant, construction, schools, leagues, you name it. Sam will get you taken care of. He's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, no order too small. You need one item, 5 items, 2 dozen items, 25,000 items. It doesn't matter. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, or go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, right there across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Get in gear at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville, your 5-time dealer of the year. $13,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Silverado 1500s. 5.9% financing on new heavy duties for 84 months. Save $10,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Tahoe Premier. Ready to go electric? Get the 2026 Equinox EV with $13,000 off MSRP. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes by Loop 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. For the past 32 years, I've represented San Antonians injured in auto accidents. I'm a second-generation attorney here in town. My father, Bob Thompson, has practiced law here in San Antonio for more than 50 years, and I learned how to practice law from him. I learned what it means to be asked to represent a client and the tremendous honor and obligation that comes with being someone's attorney. And here's what that means for you. If you call my office, I will be the one you speak to. I will be your attorney, not a staff member or a junior lawyer. 2, I have one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. 3, relationships. A good one is built on communication, honesty, and time. I like talking to my clients. They're the only reason I go to work every day, and each is very special and very much appreciated. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, please call me. My name's Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or you can go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Round up your foursome, your work crew, your weekend golf buddies, even the ladies, and get ready for a fun, laid-back day at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, March 30th. Lock in a team for just $500 for a foursome, or jump in solo for $150 per player and spend the day talking trash, crushing drives, and laughing your way around the course. This isn't a stuffy golf club tournament. It's golf the way it should be. The Spring Golf Classic benefits feeding animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, so you're having a great time for a great cause. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunk Club, PPL Motorhomes, and Ancira.com. And when the last putt drops, the day is just getting started. Join us for the after party at the 90 Proof Bar at Lucky Ranch Road and Highway 90. Cold drinks, great food, and all the post-round storytelling you can handle. So pick your team, claim your spot, and tee up with San Antonio's Sports Star. Sign up your foursome now at sasportstar.com.
This is the home of the Aggies, and this is Andrew Monaco. You're locked on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back here on Tuesday on the Blitz, I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. A lot happening at the NFL Combine. Of course, involving the Dallas Cowboys.
Always. Let's talk about it. Shireen Williams from ProFootballTalk.com joining us from Indianapolis on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And Shireen, I want to talk with the recent Clarence Hill report that the Cowboys have offered a contract to Brandon Aubrey that would make him the highest paid kicker, but he wants more.
Well, they always want more, don't they?
Don't we all?
Don't we all? Yeah. So I mean, I honestly, I've been so busy with interviews here at the Combine, I have not seen that. Just finished one on Sean Payton giving up play calling and everything else. So they'll come to an agreement. I don't think that's a real hard one to get done. But if he wants more than making him the highest paid kicker in the NFL, the question is, how much more does he want? And if somebody would be willing to give him that, that's a problem. Somebody would be willing to give him that on the open market if he ever hits free agency. So, you know, they've got to get him signed. Like, there's no choice unless you want to let him leave. And I don't think anyone wants Brandon Aubrey leaving.
It's just interesting, and I don't know how much you pay a kicker. And I know he's a great kicker. I understand that, but at some point in time, there's got to be a limit, I would think, for the Jones family as to what they're willing to do for Brandon Aubrey.
Well, you got to figure out where your money's allocated, and I'm sure what they offered him is probably what they allocated for a kicker. And if it makes him the highest paid kicker in football, then I would bet that they're not going that much higher. We'll see. I find it hard to believe that they're not going to get him signed. But again, after what happened with Michael Parsons last year, I just don't think you can rule out anything with the Cowboys and the way they operate. But yeah, they're getting squeezed at all ends now. I did 2 hours of TV this morning on the show. We spent 45 minutes talking about George Pickens and how they're possibly going to make him happy and fit him under the cap, because he's going to we talked about $30 million being at least $30 million, starting at $30 million, but he's going to want something closer to $40 million, and you're going to be paying him more than CeeDee Lamb's making at $34 million. Like, how do you fit all this together, and is he going to be happy playing on the franchise tag? And I don't think he will be happy playing on the franchise tag. So they got a lot of work to do, not just with the kicker, but with all these other contracts and trying to, sign some linebackers in free agency and get better on defense. They just got a ton of work to do.
Mm-hmm. They do, and we'll get to Pickens, but with Brandon Aubrey, they need to reach a deal before March 11th, or they could use one of the tender options on him, correct? And that would guarantee him a certain amount of money for a year. But if somebody were to sign him, they would either get if it's a first-round tender or a second-round tender, correct?
Yes, that's correct. That is correct. So, they'll put probably a first-round tender on him, but, they need to get it done. I mean, that's the bottom line. They got to figure out a way to get it done and make him happy and get that one out of the way, because that should be the easiest one you do this offseason.
Yeah, well, it should be. But we'll see what happens. It is the Cowboys, and always some drama. Going to George Pickens, hearing from Stephen Jones yesterday, Shireen, and I don't know if you heard some of his press conference or meeting with the reporters there, but it sounded to me like he said we're going to franchise tag Pickens, and we expect him to play under that tag. Is that how you understand that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he intimated, that's what they are probably going to do. Now, again, you don't, if you get to July 15th and you don't have him signed to a long-term deal, you can't sign him to a long-term deal, neither can anybody else. So you're not going to be able to trade him. So once July 15th hits, you're done with the possible trade, and it's either pay him more to come in or he plays under the franchise tag. So I think you would have to do something incentive-wise, give him closer to what CeeDee Lamb's making. Maybe if you give him $32 million, you can't do that. You can give him more, is my point. You give him more money, or they're going to be able to afford to do that. You give him more money on top of the tag, and you throw some incentives in there and say, hey, you can make you have a chance to make what CeeDee Lamb makes, if you want to do that. And that might entice him to, and you give him some money up front. So maybe that entices him to come into training camp, and maybe that entices him to play under the tag if it's closer to CeeDee Lamb's $34 million a year. And it would, again, only be for 1 year. But they can tag him twice, and I wouldn't put it past the Cowboys to think that's what they might do. But I think at some point this offseason, go ahead and write this down right now. I think at some point this offseason, George Pickens and his agents are going to make it clear to the Cowboys, publicly clear to the Cowboys, clear to everybody else. Either sign him to a long-term deal or trade him. And that's it. We're not getting to July 15th and playing under the tag. And I think they're going to take a strong stance on that and force the Cowboys' hands. It's not the same situation as Mike Parsons. Parsons had way more leverage than what George Pickens has. And so if they get to July 15th and there's no recourse, like the Cowboys can play him more money, but he can't be traded. Nobody's going to trade for George Pickens because they can't sign him to a long-term deal. So he's lost all leverage once July 15th hits. So I think he's going to do something between now and sooner than later. Like, I don't think this is going to be very far away when we're going to hear George Pickens, his agent, somebody say he's not playing under the franchise tag. You're going to either have to trade him or sign him to a long-term deal.
Shireen, I'm curious with the way things went down with Micah last year, and it did get very personal with Jerry and Micah and maybe David Mulligetta. And I say maybe because I don't know. But knowing that David Mulligetta represents represents George Pickens, could it be personal? And
yeah.
Is that one of the issues that is going on here in trying to get that long-term deal done?
Yeah, no question. It could be personal on both sides. We don't know what's going on in those negotiations. And Jerry's probably going to pull something where he's going to try to pull Pickens aside and do it on the side. He sure already knows by now that Mulligetta's not going to allow that to happen. He should have learned that from Micah Parsons. It's not going to happen with George Pickens, so they don't even need to try that. He needs to get going and talking to Mulligetta and try to get some sort of a deal done to see what they can do. And it's going to be hard. I mean, we talked a little bit about Cincinnati and what they had to do to get T. Higgins and Jamar Chase under long-term deals, and look what happened there with their defense. They don't have enough money again, because they have the quarterback and 2 highly paid receivers. And that's why it's hard to pay multiple stars on offense, which the Cowboys are trying to do. And by the way, Tyler Smith wants his share too. And that's what the Cowboys are trying to do. And you just got an awful lot of money tied up in 2, 3, 4 players on your offense. And it makes it difficult. You got to sacrifice somewhere when you have that much money tied up in a handful of players, which is why you've got to draft well and develop rookies. And, you know, when your quarterback's on a rookie contract, you try to take advantage of that. And once you start paying that quarterback, you know, you got to sacrifice at some other positions. And I think that's what we're seeing here. There's a way to do it. I'm not saying it can't be done. It certainly can be done. And with the draft picks you have, you can fix your defense relatively quickly. And linebackers aren't going to cost you a ton of money. You may overpay a little bit in free agency, but you'll be able to get some linebackers in free agency to help you. There's no question about that. There's enough out there. There's some really good linebackers that they can sign and fit under their cap that will improve them. And then you get the edge rusher, and you get a safety, or you get a corner, or you get whatever position, 2 edge rushers, whatever positions are there that you're in need of when the draft comes around for those 2 first-round picks, and you've improved your defense. So it can be done. I'm just saying they've got to figure out how to do it. I'm glad I don't have that job of trying to fit all these contracts under their salary cap. There is a way to do it. They've got to figure out a way to do it. If they really want to keep George Pickens, they're going to have to get creative, and they're going to have to pay him a lot of money.
Well, maybe this complicates things. The Dallas Morning News is reporting right now, Shireen, that the Cowboys offered Aubrey $7.5 million per year. He wants 10.
Yeah, I'm not paying 10. I'm not going to 10. I'm not going to 10. I'm not giving him much more than 7.5. It's a really good offer, and I think I'm going to stick there. And I don't know that any team's going to give a kicker $10 million. I just don't think that's going to happen. So I think that's a fair offer for him. Maybe they go up to 8 a year if they think they can afford to go to 8. But I'm not going any more than that. That to me is a pretty fair offer.
I'm honestly, as I read what Calvin Watkins just posted, average salary close to $7.5 million, but he's looking for nearly 10 per season. I'm surprised that if Butker is at 6.4, that they went to about 7.5. I'm surprised the Cowboys offered him that much more than what Harrison Butker's making.
Yeah, agreed with that. Yeah, and they obviously released this on purpose. They got the word out, and they want fans to turn against Brandon Aubrey, which is 100% going to happen. Because fans are going to say, what are you doing? That makes you the highest paid kicker. You're trying to kill our cap. We won't be able to sign anybody else. So the public is now siding with the Cowboys, which is always interesting when fans side with the billionaires. But that's what's going to happen in this case. So they leaked this on purpose that, you know, they want the public to turn against Brandon Aubrey, and it's absolutely 100% going to work.
No, I think it's fair, though, don't you, Shireen? I mean, if that's truly what they offered him, and that's $1 million more a year than Butker, I think it's fair to put it out there and say, hey, we're doing our part. He just wants to be, well, in their words, greedy.
Yeah, well, and at this point, if that's really what they offered, then I'm probably, as the Cowboys, I'm probably saying, all right, well, you know, we're not going any higher than that. I don't know if they can afford to go much higher than that. Maybe they can go to 8, but I don't even know if I'm going to 8. I think I would just sit there and say, take it or leave it. You know, we'll go find a different kicker and see if somebody will pay you 10. They'll pay you more than that.
Yeah, because I think the first round tender is valued at 8.02. And then if he signed somewhere, they'd get a first round pick. But I'm with you. The gamesmanship. He wants what? Yeah. All right. Yeah. That ain't happening. Yeah. You're a kicker. Yeah. That just kind of blows me away. Especially now. Granted, deals get done early when the player is motivated to get done early. Todd Archer has tweeted out the contract terms for Javonte Williams, and the $7 million in 28 is non-guaranteed. Is guaranteed 1.75 in 26, 6.25 in 27, and a $6 million bonus. 3 years, $24 million, 16 guaranteed, and it seems like a very good deal for the Dallas Cowboys, which is likely why it is done already.
Yeah, no question about that. I think you're right. When it's a good deal for the team, it gets done in a whole, and when it's not, it doesn't. And yeah, I know a little bit about what went on in there, and the Cowboys got a good deal, I think, in this one, and so that's why the deal was signed, and they got him done, and we'll see if they can get some of these others done. I'm sure they're talking to Tyler Smith's people as well to try to get that one done. But anytime that it's a good deal for the Cowboys, we saw it with Tyron Smith. Anytime it's a good deal for the Cowboys, it's going to get done, and they get done early. And if it's not a good deal for the Cowboys, then they're going to try to string it out and use the franchise tags and every other way they can to keep from paying a ton of money and signing guys to long-term deals that they don't feel like are good deals for them.
All right, real quick, Shireen, you said you were working on Sean Payton story. Why did he give up play calling duties?
Well, he wanted to keep Davis Webb and feels like Davis Webb's going to be very good at it. Davis Webb will one day be a head coach fairly quickly, and he thinks it'll be the best thing for the team to do. And yeah, the only other times he has done it was for Pete Carmichael. He had when Sean Payton had COVID, when Sean Payton broke his leg back at 21-22, and then obviously his suspension year, Pete Carmichael did it there, which I think was 2012, I believe, was the year that Sean Payton was suspended. He didn't have play calling duties then, but full time, he's never given it up. He's always done it as the head coach, and now Davis Webb's going to do that for the Broncos.
Interesting.
I also find it interesting in your article that's at ProFootballDoc.com that Bo Nix not at all consulted as Sean Payton made this decision.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting as well. That they didn't consult Bo Nix, and he made the decision to give up, which I'm sure Bo Nix is fine with. But yeah, you would think you would talk to the quarterback a little bit about, hey, I'm thinking about doing this and probably going to do it.
All right, so what's on tap for the next couple of nights in Indianapolis, the fun stuff?
Oh, boy, let's see. Well, I think tonight we're going to PF Chang. I'm not sure who we're going to eat with. Usually we have a coach or a GM that comes and spends a little bit of time with us. We haven't yet, so I don't know if we have one on tap tonight. Mike Florio usually gets somebody to come eat with us. We've done Brandon Bean and a bunch of different front office guys and coaches that we've had over the years that come and hang out with us a night or two at dinner. So we'll see. And Mike picks up the tab. So always have some good meals. Tonight is PF Chang's. That's not as good. Last night was Del Frisco's, which was much better.
All right, if Florio's picking up the tab at Del Frisco's or St. Elmo, that's one thing. But P.F. Chang's, man, you must have crushed the bill last night. And he needed it's lettuce wraps tonight.
Yeah, lettuce wraps tonight. That's right.
Good stuff. Shireen, enjoy Indianapolis. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.
The great Shireen Williams. Make sure you follow her on Twitter at NFL Shireen. Read her and watch her there with Pro Football Talk. All our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
All right, dude, we got to talk about this. This is unbelievable. If that Dallas Morning News story is true, and I have no reason to believe it's not, Brandon Aubrey's out of control. I mean, come on. I don't care how good a kicker he is. $10 million for a kicker. That's ridiculous, and nobody's going to pay him that money. I don't give a damn how many 60-plus yards he's going to kick.
You driving around, would you?
Yeah.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
We'll discuss when we return here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you are having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs back in business, headed up to the Great White North.
All the NFL eyes are focused on Indiana. Is Jerry going to go ahead and sign Pickens early? Who are they going to draft? Lots of Cowboys talk. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Got hockey fever after the Olympics? The NHL season resumes tomorrow night after the Olympic break, and the Dallas Stars are in action, taking on the Seattle Kraken. Hi, Jason Minix here, inviting you to a Dallas Stars watch party at McIntyre's North Star location with Flight by Yingling, proud partner of the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars went into the Olympic break on a 6-game winning streak and are currently 3rd in the Western Conference standings. At the watch party Wednesday night, you can register to win a flyaway trip to see the Stars take on the Flyers in Philadelphia March 29th. The flyaway package includes airfare for 2, a hotel, and 2 game tickets. Must be at least 21 years of age to enter. And you could also win some exclusive Flight by Yingling Dallas Stars gear like hats and t-shirts. Stars in Seattle Kraken. Puck drops tomorrow night at 7 at McIntyre's North Star with Flight by Yingling, proud partner of the Dallas Stars and the next generation of light beer. Enjoy responsibly. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like if I need a replacement part?
Sure, we can help with that.
Ah, nice. Hey, I just entered this online contest for coolest bike in the world. You think maybe you can vote for me?
Actually, we just do insurance, not popularity contests.
Yeah, I know. But what's your email? I'll just send you the link real quick. You can vote like 100 times a day. They'll never know.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
So what I'm hearing is there's a little bit of wiggle room.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Chick-fil-A's new Frosted Sodas and Floats, it's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new Frosted Sodas and Floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice stream to make a new Frosted Soda or Float. With the mix of the ice stream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new Frosted Soda and Float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
So the question has become, since we got this breaking news from the Dallas Morning News, would you pay Brandon Aubrey $10 million per year if you're the Dallas Cowboys? I would not.
No.
I'm not even sure I would have gone 7.5.
I'm surprised they went 7.5. Now, if you're negotiating, and if, who knows, was that the initial offer? Like, all right, we know we're going to have to make you the highest paid. Here you go. By $1 million?
By $1 million a year.
And I'm like, give me 10. I mean, is it ugly? The negotiations? Does Brandon Aubrey's agent think that he can get $10 million a year on the open market?
Well, you got to figure if he's a decent agent. Yeah, he's talked to some people, and maybe he can. But I just I don't see Jerry Jones paying $10 million a year for Brandon Aubrey.
I'm surprised at 7.5. And again, go back to what Stephen Jones said yesterday. They've been talking to this dude for a long time. They can't get it done. And you would think it would be easy to get done.
Well, now we understand why it's not done.
Now, because he'll be a restricted free agent, the Cowboys do have tenders that they could use. The second round tender is allegedly or reportedly $5.81 million. This seems like the likely way the Cowboys will go. If another team signs him, Dallas will get a second round pick. Will somebody sign him and give up the second round pick? The first round offer is $8 million.
Right.
I don't know that happens. You also have a right of refusal tender offer, which is only 3.5, cheapest option that allows the Cowboys to match any offer, but zero compensation if they decline to match, which is why the second round tender makes the most sense.
Well, it does, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they end up doing because, I mean, worst case scenario, you lose Aubrey, but you get a second round pick, which is something they don't have at the moment. It certainly use a second-round pick. Look, again, Brandon Aubrey's a great kicker, but somebody's filling his head with stuff that maybe he's not that good.
He is elite. He's one of the best kickers in the league.
But he's way outpricing himself if this is indeed what he wants.
Again, part of me's not mad at him for asking, but I think I would be mad at Jerry if he actually did this deal.
Absolutely, and you should be.
And I don't want Brandon Aubrey going anywhere, but $10 million for a kicker.
And you're talking about probably 3 years, roughly. That's $30 million. What's guaranteed? 20? That's way overpriced for a kicker. I don't care how good you are.
Well, Bucker is guaranteed at 16 on his $24 million.
Sure.
So 20 is about right. Now, granted. Salary cap is going up. Everything is going up. And Brandon Aubrey and Brandon Aubrey's agent aren't going with that offer if they don't feel that it's not a reasonable offer. But, man, you talk about resetting the kicker market. Now, granted, we all hate kickers until they make a game-winning field goal. They miss an extra point. They miss something, and I wouldn't want to be a kicker. But there's a lot of dudes out there that can kick. Are they as good as Brandon Aubrey? No. If I'm Jerry Jones, I get Brian Schottenheimer on the phone, and I'm like, your offense needs to be a little bit better. You want George, or do you want a kicker? So when you bog down at the 43, we're still in range.
Look, the Cowboys have too many other needs, and to overpay for a kicker. They've got. I know they're going to have some money once they restructure everybody's contract, but they've got too many other needs to pay that kind of money for a kicker. And I don't care how good he is. We're being told on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, how many teams win Super Bowls over the last 10 years because of their kicker. Again,
and that's true.
No, it is true. And so, you can find a kicker, a solid kicker that you don't have to pay $10 million a year to. To me, that's just ridiculous. And if Brandon Aubrey gets that, well, God bless him. But if Jerry does that, I'm with you. That's just dumb, in my opinion.
Now, they offered him, according to the Dallas Morning News, Brandon Aubrey, $7.5 million, or about, which would make him the highest paid kicker. Morning News says he's asking for $10 million a year. Top available free agent kickers, as you Google this: Nick Folk. He's 41, although 21 and 22 last year. Matt Prater, also 41. Eddie Pinheiro. Zane Gonzalez. Joey Sly. Michael Badgley. And Austin Siebert.
Well, they found Aubrey at a freaking HEB, didn't they? I mean, seriously.
I mean, he played for the Birmingham Stallions.
There you go.
In the USFL.
I mean, you could find a guy there if you had to, and there are ways to do this. And again, I know people are going to be pissed off if Aubrey goes away and kicker comes in and misses a couple of key field goals or extra points or whatever. I understand that. But to just tie yourself to a kicker that's almost 31 years old, and, I mean, limit yourself right there. I mean, I know $10 million in the NFL these days doesn't sound like a lot, but as much as the Cowboys need on defense, it's a ton.
Bet you Justin Tucker'd be pretty cheap right now.
The Cowboys would get canceled if that happened.
I mean,
jeez.
I mean,
you just got to quit that.
If my option is 41-year-old Matt Prater or $10 million for Brandon Aubrey, I don't know. Cowboy drama never seems to fail.
Never does.
Let's do our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Let's welcome on the Buyers Barricades guest line, Dr. Casey Tabor. And while it's not orthopedic, Doc, what do you think happened to Jerry's heart when he heard $10 million a year for one Brandon Aubrey?
I don't know. I mean, at his age, it might not have been a good tick on his heart. That's a lot of money for a kicker. I'm kind of with you. I'm not sure I would pay that price.
Of course you wouldn't, because you're smart. And nobody's going to pay $10 million for a kicker. That's just totally ridiculous. Tyler Smith, Cowboys offensive lineman, had cleanup surgery on his right knee. Now, Doc, I don't know what is the definition of cleanup surgery?
So a lot of people refer to those when people have meniscus injuries, or sometimes they've had old injuries and they've got little pieces of cartilage floating around. So that's typically just a knee arthroscopy, which means you put a camera in there and wash the knee out, clean out any things that are floating around in there, any damage that's associated with that, kind of clean up the meniscus. So those are typically what they're referring to on a cleanup surgery.
Nothing big, no big deal.
No, and my bet is he's had some surgeries and old injuries on that over the years, and so he probably doesn't have a great knee. But you kind of clean it up, and it buys them time to get their pain under control. It usually helps with swelling as well.
Going to be interesting. Now, it's kind of odd in today's world of sports to read about a guy that broke something and apparently doesn't need surgery. Dylan Brooks for the Phoenix Suns broke his left hand. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, but as of now, no need for surgery. Is it just a normal dude broke his hand and just put it in a cast for 4 to 6 weeks?
Right. It kind of depends on which finger is broken. What it could be. Just because it's broken doesn't mean – we usually read those as if they're displaced, which means they are moved out of position. And as long as they're not displaced or not out of position and they're lined up perfectly, you can treat those without surgery. So those are usually lower impact. He could have gotten hit by an elbow or something, a hand or fist, and he has a little crack in his bone, and they don't think they can line it up any better than it already is, and so they leave it alone and let it heal on its own.
Interesting stuff. Now, of course, Doc, the Spurs are chasing the Oklahoma City Thunder for the number 1 seed in the West, and obviously their MVP, their star, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Abdominal strain, but it's taking a little longer than they first thought to get him healthy and back on the floor. Why would that be, in your opinion?
These are all timelines that you never know exactly how long they take. For me, usually if they were struggling or they were on the cusp of not making the playoffs or they were worried, I mean, they're still number one in the West. I mean, I know the Spurs are close with them, but they're still got the top seed. They haven't necessarily needed him to come back urgently. And so they may just be taking their time a little bit more. Also, everybody heals a little bit differently. So sometimes these sprains of soft tissues take a little longer to heal up, and that may be the case with him. But again, the urgency for him to come back right now is not that great. So I think they have a little bit of leeway on when they push him back, and maybe they want him to be fully ready before they come back. Again, like if it was the playoffs, they're probably going to push him back at this point, right?
Gotcha.
So you got a little bit of leeway with them.
You know, Doc, I'm going to speculate here for a minute with your knowledge. Houston Texans GM Nick Caserio, talking about running back Joe Mixon, thinks he underwent surgery this offseason. Now, he was on the non-football injury list most of the year, although it was an off-the-field injury, but Nick Caserio said he didn't do anything off the field. It wasn't riding a snowmobile. He didn't jump off a building. He wasn't cliff diving. He would say, I would say it's more of a medical condition or situation that didn't really improve as much as everyone would hope. It was a freak thing. Honestly, I've never seen it. It's just the condition. What is Nick Caserio talking about, do you think?
I don't know. I don't have a good grasp as to that, because there's information that obviously you and I don't have, so we're kind of grasping at straws as to what it might be. I thought it was odd all year that he never came back, and they kept on saying that he might come back. And the reason I know all this was he was on my fantasy team, and I was waiting for him to come back, and I held him for a long time, and he never came back. So I don't know. I don't know if he had there's like little cracks, again, like we were talking about in the hand, that can happen in the foot, that has poor blood supply. It sometimes heals up without surgery. Sometimes they have to do surgery on it, in a delayed fashion. That's one thing that comes to mind there. But I honestly, I don't know that I have a real good answer for you that I could give you confidently and say that's what it is.
Well, Doc, that makes about everybody else in the world, because they have kept this thing so quiet and mysterious. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this.
Right.
Medically speaking, can you have a quote that says, quote, it was a freak thing. Honestly, I've never seen it. It's just the condition. Can a condition be a freak thing?
But I mean, I guess so. I mean, it depends on your definition of freak thing. I don't know. Maybe he's doing freaky stuff with his foot. I don't know. Who
Could
knows?
be.
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
There's some chick who's making money doing that,
Right.
but I don't know if Joe Mixon is to offset his salary. If they release him, they'd save about $8.5 million and probably
Time to do that.
money on some Advil as well, because he has just been a headache. Doc, Dr. Casey Tabor, always appreciate the knowledge and the insight, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. The injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com.
Pledge, you got a show? All right, Extra Innings with James Pledger is coming up next here on 94.1. Be sure and tune in early tomorrow morning for the Morning Huddle. Rob and AJ will get you caught up on whatever happens overnight, and Minix and I will be back here at 2. Until then, have a great night, everybody. Now, I wonder if the wife's bringing the strippers. Are they like the low-life strippers, or are they the actual high-quality strippers?
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. For the past 32 years, I've represented San Antonians injured in auto accidents. I'm a second-generation attorney here in town. My father, Bob Thompson, has practiced law here in San Antonio for more than 50 years, and I learned how to practice law from him. I learned what it means to be asked to represent a client and the tremendous honor and obligation that comes with being someone's attorney. And here's what that means for you. If you call my office, I will be the one you speak to. I will be your attorney, not a staff member or a junior lawyer. 2, I have one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. 3, relationships. A good one is built on communication, honesty, and time. I like talking to my clients. They're the only reason I go to work every day, and each is very special and very much appreciated. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, please call me. My name's Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or you can go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Right now, save $16 on a pair of Rain-X Rugged XL wiper blades, plus get 2 times O rewards points only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. Like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy, guaranteed. And 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com.